Hello and welcome to another afternoon of live football here on the home of London Sport. We followed West Ham United to the Steel City in need of a response after that shock FA Cup exit in midweek.
BBC Radio London,
the home of London football.
The Hammers fell to an unseemly defeat at the hands of Bristol City in their third round replay on Tuesday night.
Now there's a pull back pass at the other end of the field, and Conway's gone round his man. The goalkeeper's lost it, and he has put Bristol City into the lead with 3 minutes played. Both goalkeepers forced to react. O'Leary got it right, Fabianski got it wrong.
This afternoon they go in search of some of that Premier League magic which saw them beat Arsenal and Manchester United before the new year. And manager David Moyes says he's got no doubt they'll shake off that midweek defeat.
We get ready for the next game, prepare for it the best we can, and we move on. It was over and done with on Tuesday night, and players had a day off on Wednesday and we're back at it, so hopefully we'll be ready for the game.
Well, it's a 2 o'clock kickoff in Sheffield. We'll have all the build-up in the next 25 minutes or so, plus a chance to reflect on events in West London last night and the return of a certain striker.
Ivan Toney waits behind this free kick right on the edge of the Forest 18-yard box, waiting for that whistle to be blown by the referee. Toney steps up through the wall and in! Ivan Toney back in the side and back on the score sheet. It's like he's never been away.
Oh, it just had to be, didn't it? We'll also keep you right across events in the WSL with Chelsea hosting Manchester United, looking to stay top of the table. We'll be right across to Stamford Bridge in just a moment.
BBC Radio London,
the home of London football.
Well, a very good afternoon to you. Lucy Oliva here, taking you through the next couple of hours or so on BBC Radio London DAB. If you'd like to carry on listening to Robert Elms, he's over on 94.9 FM and BBC Sounds until 2 p.m. before the wonderful Gabby Roslin takes you through until 6. But we are all about football here with West Ham on the road at Sheffield United. The Hammers have lost just one of their last 9 in the Premier League, but are surely smarting after that cup defeat to Bristol City. And without a host of key players through injury and international duty. Let's get you straight to Bramwell Lane to find out exactly what side David Moyes has been able to select this afternoon. Our commentator for this afternoon is Suhail Sahi. He can tell us all.
Yeah, good afternoon, Lucy. David Moyes, he's made 3 changes from the side that got knocked out in the FA Cup against Bristol City in midweek. So Alphonse Areola is back in goals. Pablo Fornals is back in the team. And wait for it, yes, he's back after shaking off the ankle injury. Jared Bowen is back in the 11. Lucas Fabianski, he's on the bench. Aaron Cresswell is alongside him, while Saeed Benrahma misses out because he picked up a red card in the FA Cup, and that switches over to the Premier League as well. So West Ham, we believe, will line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Areola will be in goals. The back four from right to left: Soufal, Zuma, Mavropanos and Emerson. In midfield, the 2 holders will be Ward-Prowse and Soucek, and in front of them will be Bowen, Fornals, Cornet and Danny Ings. As for the host, Chris Wilder, he's made 5 changes, Lucy, from the side that beat Gillingham in the FA Cup way back on the 6th of January. It's their first Premier League game of 2024 Sheffield United. They've enjoyed their winter break. West Ham have been busy getting knocked out of the FA Cup, but we're back. It's the Premier League, and West Ham mean business in the competition this season.
They do. Suhail, delighted to say that you're going to have Neil McDonald, the former West Ham assistant manager, alongside you. We'll get his thoughts on that team news in just a second, and the all-important news that Jared Bowen is back, absolutely crucial for the Hammers. But we mentioned that massive clash in the WSL, Chelsea hosting Manchester United at Stamford Bridge. A huge afternoon for Chelsea after Arsenal obviously won yesterday against Everton to put the pressure on Emma Hayes' side. Let's find out. It's half-time at the moment. Emily Herbert, what's the story of the game so far?
It is a huge game. The players have just come back out. The second half is just about to begin, but it is Chelsea who are in the lead as it stands, leading Manchester United 2-1. Lauren James getting both of the Blues goals. The first coming just 5 minutes in from a bit of a scruff in the box. She's able to pick the ball out and whack it into the back of the net, and then just 15 minutes later she doubles Chelsea's advantage from a long ball over the top from new signing Natalie Bajon, bounces and James volleys it firing past Mary Earps. And then just before half-time, United get a crucial goal courtesy of Hayley Ladd, pouncing on a blocked shot from the 6-yard box. And so at half-time, it was the Blues who have a 1-goal advantage. As for team news, Hayes has made a big 5 changes since their win at Bristol City, but sticking to her trusted 4-2-3-1, Hannah Hampton gets her second WSL start for the Blues in goal. New signing Natalie Bourgeon is in, Butchinen, Writing Canyard, Melanie Luples also comes in, and Mia Fischel is being trusted in that 9 role today, in for the injured Sam Kerr. As for United, they just haven't been able to get into a rhythm so far. Every mistake they make, there seems to be a blue shirt there ready to pounce. Skinner has made only 2 changes since their loss to Liverpool last time out. Lucia Garcia comes in for Marlons, and Da Silva Freire is in for Nikita Paris. I have to say though, I think this is the best Chelsea have played this season, and it's not that United have been bad. I just think the quality Chelsea have is just overwhelming them. And in front of 40,000 blue shirts at Stamford Bridge, it's all to play for in the second half. And as it stands, it's Chelsea that lead Manchester United 2-1.
It's a great turnout, Emily, but how frustrated is Emma Hayes going to be conceding that late goal? As you say, it sounds as if Chelsea have been dominant. The stats point to that as well. 61% possession, 9 shots. But in fairness, only 2 shots on target. They've been clinical with those 2 chances. But any risk of complacency, or do you think Chelsea will now kick on?
I think Chelsea will now kick on. I think the half-time talk will be slightly different now that Manchester United have got a goal in there. But Emma Hayes hasn't seemed too frustrated. She's been celebrating all those goals for Chelsea that have gone in on the sidelines. Ella Toone is down at the minute, just on the halfway line. We're just waiting for her to get back up. She's being assessed. But, Chelsea, they've been ruthless. They've attacked. And I think it will be Chelsea that will take the lead today and win the game.
Brilliant to watch. And just a word on kind of the wider WSL where we stand, because the rest of the fixtures today, Brighton, Bristol City is a 2 o'clock kickoff, Manchester City, Liverpool, which should be a pretty tasty one. Liverpool having a great season, that's a 2:30, and then a London derby at 6:45, West Ham hosting Tottenham. I mean, I know you were at that Arsenal-Everton game yesterday, massive for them to get those 3 points and bounce back from that shock North London derby day defeat before we went on this long international break, winter break.
Yeah, massive win for the Gunners. And obviously they conceded a goal to Everton, and that was a poor goal. Defence was bad. They're able to slip through the line, and Zinsberger wasn't able to save that. But yeah, big day for women's football today. London derbies, as you say, and good games all around. That Manchester City-Liverpool game, of course, Liverpool beat Manchester United last time out, so that'll be a really good game. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll be back with you as soon as you get any more action, Emily. Thank you very much. As the table stands, Chelsea top, 28 points if they get all 3 points today. Arsenal would be second, 3 points behind them on 25. And with Manchester City playing a little later, they currently sit on 22. So a really big game on the first weekend back of WSL fixtures. Right, let's get back to Bramall Lane and say hello to the one and only Neil McDonald. How are you, Neil?
I'm very good. I'm really looking forward to the game today, which is excellent. West Ham are in excellent form, so
yeah,
they might be missing a couple of players, but they've still got a pretty decent team out today, and I expect them to win, actually.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts on the team news? Obviously, I think, obviously the standout is that Jared Bowen is back. We were not sure David Moyes was playing his cards close to his chest, but he's just such an integral player for them. So absolutely massive to have him out there. Yeah,
he certainly is. With him being a top scorer as well, 14, and he's in form, isn't he? Give him half a chance. Stick the ball in the back of the net. His movement in the box is excellent. His finishing inside the box is really, really class. And he'll be on the lips of the England team. I know he's been pushing. So let him get back to full fitness now. Let him keep on scoring goals. And who knows whether he's going to get in the squad at the end of the season.
Yeah, and just in terms of that risk of hangover from the defeat at Bristol City, I mean, Nick Godwin was absolutely damning about their performance, said it was one of the worst West Ham teams he's seen. He was absolutely brutal about some of the performances. And obviously Danny Ings and Maxwell Corday are in the starting 11 just out of necessity almost, I suppose you could say. Fornals in there as well. How disappointing will David Moyes have found that, and how do they bounce back? Because it was really out of character. They've only lost one of their last 9, so they're in great form.
Yeah, well, listen, they bounce back straight away because this is the next game. Okay, yes, it's disappointing to get knocked out of a couple of cup competitions, especially against Liverpool and Bristol, but their league form is absolutely brilliant. He's got his eyes on the top 4. He's got a great chance of actually doing that, which is chasing the pack, trying to close that gap in, and this is the perfect game to try and close that gap as much as they possibly can. But away from home they beat Arsenal, away from home they beat Spurs, so the form in the league away from home is very, very good as well. I think the 6th in the league on away form. played 10, 1-5. They've scored a lot of goals as well, by the way, which is good, and hoping that they can score plenty of goals today.
Yeah, and Sheffield United, obviously, it's been a pretty rotten season for them. Rock bottom of the Premier League table. They are currently 8 points from safety. What are we expecting from them today? I think they've picked up just 1 point in their last 4, winless in 9. Chris Wilder obviously back, and he'd had such success with them, but they're really, really struggling so far this year.
Yeah, well, they're a newly promoted team, aren't, and it just shows the league how hard the Premiership actually is. You know, you get promoted, you come up, and you've got all these aspirations. Oh, we're going to take it by storm, but it's very, very difficult. You know, Sheffield United, Burnley, and Luton in the bottom 3. Not many points, not many wins, so it is very, very difficult. They've just got to work hard, work off the shape, and when the chances come along, they've got to stick them in the back of the net. And unfortunately, that's why they haven't. That's what they haven't done. The top scorers, they've got 3 top scorers with 3 goals each, so that's not the best. And the goals scored is 15 out of 20 games, so that's why they're at the bottom of the league. That's why they're struggling. So when them chances come along, because they are creating chances in the games that I've watched so far, they are creating chances, but they're not very clinical in front of goal, and that's why the bottom of the league cut adrift.
But we have to mention the Ben Brereton Diaz factor. Obviously, he was an absolute superstar for Blackburn in the last couple of seasons. Hasn't worked out on his loan, so he's obviously back in this country looking to make an impression. He is an incredibly dangerous player. We know how good he can be on his day, so he'll offer them something a little bit different, and that'll be someone that West Ham do need to watch out for.
Yeah, they've got to watch him. I watched him a lot last season for Blackburn. He scored lots of goals, given Hart a chance. He comes short and into links, he runs in behind, and he's a really good finisher. So they're going to have to be wary of him. They're going to have to be wary of everybody, because there's never an easy game in the Premiership, and if they switch off, just shows if they switch off and they don't concentrate as much as what they should do, i.e. that's, I suppose you could point the finger at Bristol City. I suppose you would expect them to win that game after the second, the replay, but they didn't. So if they don't switch off and play to their potential, then they're going to have a problem, because Sheffield United will not give up, and they'll give it the best shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, back with you guys very shortly, and we'll build up to more to the clash in just a moment. But we must reflect on events in West London last night. It was billed as the Ivan Toney show. He was back after 8 months, and it certainly didn't disappoint.
Ivan Toney waits behind this free kick right on the edge of the Forest 18-yard box, waiting for that whistle to be blown by the referee. Toney steps up through the wall and in! Ivan Toney back in the side and back on the score sheet. It's like he's never been away. Brentford won, Nottingham Forest won.
Ivan, welcome back. That must have felt pretty nice.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, it's good to be back and good to be around the boys and winning games and scoring goals.
Obviously, you've been training for 4 months, but you must have just been dreaming, analysing, thinking, visualising this game and the opportunity to score a goal again.
Yeah, 100%. I was just visualised and manifested scoring a goal, and managed to do that, and it managed to help get the team to a winning position. And so I'm just grateful to be back around the team and helping them get on the winning run now.
It was a great free kick. I mean, you can't go over the wall, you can't go under the wall. You went the only way it could go, really.
Yeah, I done it against them last time I played them. I think that was my last game. But yeah, I practice all the time in training. Just sometimes you'd have to go over the wall, make it look fancy, just go around and keep it low, and keeper has no chance really.
Were you a little bit clever? Because someone was saying you just slightly moved the ball a little bit after the ball was set up.
I mean, you can move it half a yard either side, but listen, if I'd missed, no one would question it. But the fact it's gone in, everybody wants to make up noise, but it's gone in the back of the net and we've won the game, so it's all good.
I know you've had to answer the same questions again and again, but how difficult has it been for 8 months? It's a very long time to be looking in from the outside.
Yeah, it's been tough, but we don't look back. We just look forward now, and I'm back here, and hopefully I can concentrate on my football and just put that in the past now.
I make it you've never played against Nottingham Forest without scoring. That's quite a record.
Hopefully I can play them every week then. Now, yeah, I never knew that, but now you've told me it's a good start. Hopefully I can keep that up. But yeah, hopefully we can just keep winning and playing well.
I mean, was it ever in doubt, Neil McDonald? His last goal was against Nottingham Forest 266 days ago. He gets another here. It was just... Hollywood scriptwriters couldn't have written it any better, could they? Absolutely typical.
I don't think it's surprising at all. Listening to him the way he's been talking, he's had to do a lot of talking, a lot of explaining, a lot of frustration. He'll have been working hard when he's been allowed to train. He'll be visualising himself when he's in the team, because the team do create lots of chances, and that's what he does. He puts them in the back of the net. So it didn't surprise me that he scored, even if it's from a set play. He's very good at them. So now all the talk is finished. Now all he's got to do is keep on scoring, keep on playing well for the team, move the team up the league. And then, there's been speculation about removing stuff like that. Let his football do the talking now. Let's get on. He's a fantastic footballer. He's had his frustrations off the pitch, of course, yes, but he's served that ban now. So move on and get back to where he was, because he was absolutely a handful. Not just attacking, but defensively as well, helping out at set plays. And he's working hard for the team, and he is a team player, even though he's an individual who is outstanding. And look forward to watching him more and scoring more goals and see where it takes him.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to need him. They've got a bit of a horror fixture run coming up. Tottenham on the 31st of January away. Then they host Manchester City on the road at Wolves. Obviously just knocked them out of the FA Cup. They welcome Liverpool to the G-Tech. Then it's Manchester City again before a trip to West Ham to round off the month of February. So they've got some massive fixtures coming up, and we can't understate how big that win was yesterday, because we were thinking they were going to be in real trouble if they didn't manage to get something from that game.
Yeah,
and to come away with the 3 points, just precious.
Lucy, they just needed that win, didn't they? Because the games that you just spoke about, my goodness me, you wouldn't want you wouldn't want to be in a bad run of form, certainly going into them games. But that sometimes it surprises you. You know, the games where you think you're not going to get anything, you do. You're obviously going to have to raise your game against them top teams, which you do. And if you play to the game plan, which Thomas Frank normally gets, and he normally gets it spot on, to be fair, it gives you a chance to pick up points. And they're on the front foot now, which is excellent. They're back to winning ways, which is great. And they've got a top scorer who, given half a chance, will stick it in the back of the net for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll look ahead to the game that you guys are watching in just a moment. We'll hear from both managers, David Moyes and Chris Wilder. I should just mention, in the Championship today, it's currently Leeds 1, Preston North End 1. That was a midday kickoff. 2 very early goals from Keane and James. So it's still 1-1 as it stands. Good news for the likes of Leicester and Ipswich and Southampton at the top of the table, who were Leeds looking building up a real head of steam, trying to hunt those teams down. Let's just get you back to Stamford Bridge, shall we? I think it's about 57 minutes played in that clash between Chelsea and Manchester United. Emily Herbert has the latest.
It's still Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1. United seem to have come out on the front foot this half. Katie Zellin with a chance, one-on-one with Hannah Hampton, but scuffs the shot. Mia Fischel has been subbed off for Sjoki Nuskin, which pushes Lauren James up to that 9 role, so he may see another goal soon. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1.
Brilliant. Thank you, Emily. Right, time to hear, as I say, from David Moyes and Chris Wilder. West Ham are on a run of 3 straight victories against the Blades without conceding a goal, and an 11th league win of the season would match their tally for the whole of the last campaign. David Moyes spoke earlier this week and said he respects Chris Wilder and his side.
Chris Wilder's always done a really good job. I think he won Manager of the Year possibly twice, or once certainly, with the level of work he done at Sheffield United. He's got a great history there. I know he's back and after a spell out, but I think his teams have always been hard to play against. He's always worked really hard to have good teams. Going to Sheffield always has had good atmosphere there, so we know we'll be in for a difficult game, and we'll prepare for that.
Well, plenty of respect between the two. It's fair to say it's a feeling that's reciprocated by the Blades boss.
Of course, a reaction from the cup defeat. And a manager that I believe doesn't get the credit and praise that he deserves. I think if you look back at David Moyes' career, what he did at Everton, obviously from doing a fantastic job at Preston and getting the Everton job and then being not out the top 6, not top 8 for about 4, 5 or 6 years. His recruitment, he got Everton and Everton got him. Of course, people will talk about the times where it didn't go as well as David and the club he was managing would have liked, but West Ham winning a European competition, being in the top 6, the top 8 is an incredible achievement because how difficult the Premier League is. So he's one that for me is somebody that I've always looked at and looked up to personally, and their position has been earned over the last 2 or 3 years. and it's been down to a lot of good things that the manager's implemented it, and his style and his fingerprints all over that football club.
Well, West Ham's break was cut short with that FA Cup replay they had to contend with, but Moyes says that maybe that's for the best, as his team seem to have more injuries when they play less football.
It's hard to say, sometimes teams should keep playing. I think maybe we had less injuries when we were playing every 2 or 3 days. We sort of had quite a good Christmas period, really, regarding programme, etc. I'm quite comfortable with the way the games have fitted in, but we've probably had more injuries in this period when we've had more time off. So again, having time off, does it guarantee you a rest? Does it guarantee you wins? I don't know if it does, but I think the scheduling we had in the first sort of period up until certainly mid-December, we were in need of a break because of the amount of games we had. I have to say, probably over Christmas period, we've had quite a good break.
Well, as we mentioned, Sheffield United obviously rock bottom of the Premier League table, finding it incredibly difficult back in the top flight. Chris Wilde has been speaking about taking some of the pressure off of his players.
I've got to make that shirt light. It's something that we talk about always, and the supporters have definitely made the shirt light. Of course, when certain results come about, and it's a difficult place for anybody to be at. But I've got to say, I've watched all the games. The supporters have been brilliant right the way through the time this season. That is set off by the players' attitude towards the game. So the attitude towards the game is absolutely key. Can I make that shirt as light as possible? We've got to just look at the games ahead on merit. I'm not going to talk about blocks of game. I'm not going to talk about points totals. The sole sort of focus that has to be on that next game and win. And that's why I think that the Gillingham game in the Cup was a really, really important game for the football club. We haven't had a winning feeling for a long time. Players enjoyed it. We understand the challenge that was against us in a League Two team. Everybody in the world turned up. All your firm turned up. Ian Dennis turned up. They all looking at a cup shot. I'm delighted that it felt like a Sheffield United away performance, even though it was against a League Two team. We have to keep that going. But the form's been decent. The players are not a million miles away from winning a game of football in the Premier League, and hopefully that'll give them belief.
It is January after all, so David Moyes, what about a move for Manchester City's out of form midfielder, Calvin Phillips?
No, I wouldn't talk about players from other clubs, and I say that all the time when you ask me, so I think it's wrong to talk about players who are at other football clubs, and I won't do that, no.
We were never going to get a straight answer out of him, were we, Neil McDonald? I mean, looking at the lineup today, with a lot of the players that are out at AFCON, obviously, injuries, Calvin Phillips would surely be a great acquisition for them.
He would be, but I totally agree with David. It's not his player. If they are doing something, they're doing something behind closed doors, private conversations, and then he'll be the first one to let you know. And you normally say, well, we asked you about that 2 weeks ago, and you said, I'm not commenting. So it's all done behind doors, on the quiet. If they could get him, that would be a great signing. That'd make the midfield really, really strong. Stronger, probably, than what it is, actually. With Ward-Prowse and Souček in there, and then if you brought Calvin Phillips in, my goodness me, that's a strong three. But it's all hearsay at the moment.
Yeah. Absolutely. And just a word on West Ham's defence, because they're going to try and equal a club record of 5 successive clean sheets, which is quite something when you think these results come off the back of that shock 5-0 defeat at Fulham. What they've been able to do at shoring up at the back has been really key. Well,
I think it's consistency in the players that are playing. Johnson, Kufal, Cresswell, Ogbonna, Zuma, I'm struggling to pronounce his name at the minute. Mavropanos, yes.
There you go, Sahel. Help him out.
These are playing at a high level, and especially to keep that many clean sheets in the Premiership shows that defensively they've been really, really solid, and that gives them a basis of trying to win games, which they have done, and he'll try and continue that today, David, making sure that if he keeps a clean sheet, he's got players on the pitch, certainly with Bowen coming back, who are capable of winning the game, because don't forget, a clean sheet only gets you 1 point. Scoring goals gets you 3 points. So if they do both sides, then they've got a fantastic chance to close that gap and to win another game.
Yeah, absolutely. Late drama down the road at Ellen Road, because it is Leeds 2, Preston 1. A Joel Pirro penalty in the 94th minute. Big scoreline in the Championship. Just before we hand you to commentary of Sheffield United against West Ham, let's just quickly get back to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, Manchester United in the WSL. It looks like it's been all Man United from what I've been watching, Emily.
Yeah, kind of. It's still Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1. Lauren James has been on the ball, a few shots, but nothing's come of it yet. Jean had a great headed chance, but Herbs gets a hand to it. But United are still putting that pressure on. Some good battles in midfield here. Very entertaining game at the Bridge this afternoon. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1.
Well, Emily will keep us updated in the final 25 minutes or so throughout commentary at Bramall Lane. But let's hand you over there now because the teams are just emerging from the tunnels, I believe. Full commentary of Sheffield United against West Ham United. Suhail Sahi has got Neil McDonald alongside him.
Thank you very much indeed, Lucy, and a warm welcome to all our listeners across the capital, the home of London football, BBC Radio London. Welcome to South Yorkshire and to Bramall Lane. Neil and myself are right at the back of the main stand. If you know this old ground, Bramall Lane, to our left is the West Ham United supporters in the Bramall Lane stand. It's a two-tier stand. They're in the lower tier, and the majority of them are standing and awaiting the two sets of players who are about to emerge from the tunnel below us. Right there, it's a red plastic sheeting which will be extended out to the edge of the dugout. The yellow Premier League ball on the plinth, ready to be taken by the referee. Here come the players, led by the referee today, Michael Salisbury. And as I mentioned, he grabs the ball off the plinth, marches up towards the Premier League arch. And here comes Kurt Zouma leading out West Ham United in their away strip this afternoon. And he marches up to that Premier League arch. If you're just joining us and you missed the team news, I'll start with West Ham first. 3 changes David Moyes has made to the lineup that lost to Bristol City in the FA Cup on Tuesday night. In comes Alphonse Areola, Pablo Fornals and Jared Bowen. He's back in the side, shaking off an ankle injury. Lucas Fabianski, he's on the bench. Aaron Cresswell is alongside him, and Saeed Benrahma misses out because he picked up a red card against Bristol City, and that overlaps. If you get a red card in a cup competition, a straight red card, it overlaps into the Premier League. So it's a 4-2-3-1. Alphonse Areola's in goals. Suhail, Zouma, the captain, Mavropanos and Emerson make up the back four. In midfield, Ward-Prowse and Souček. Ahead of them will be Bowen, Fornals and Cornet, with Danny Ings up front. Neil, your thoughts on that lineup?
Well, I think the team is obviously stronger with Bourne coming in. They've got lots of movement, lots of energy in the team. They'll play high tempo football without a shadow of a doubt and on the counter attack. Because Sheffield United will just try and keep the shape, try and stop the flow of West Ham. But I think it's a really strong team and a team well capable of winning and keeping the run going, which they're on, apart from the cup games.
West Ham in all blue. Just a couple of high fives between the players to our left-hand side. So Sheffield United, their manager Chris Wilder, it's his second time, by the way, here at Bramall Lane. Like David Moyes, his second time at West Ham. He makes 5 changes from the FA Cup side that knocked out Gillingham way back on the 6th of January by 4-0. In comes Austin Trusty, their captain Anal Ahmed Hodzic, Vinny Souza, Jayden Bogle, and for his debut, Ben Bertrand Diaz. Neil, Lucy talked about him in the pre-match build-up. Ben Bertrand Diaz on loan from Villarreal for the remainder of the season.
This is a brilliant signing for Sheffield United. He's a goal scorer. I watched him a lot last year when he was at Blackburn. He runs in behind. He's a good interlink play. He's a really good finisher, and he works hard very much for the team. So that's an excellent addition to the squad. We know where they are in the league, but when you sign players who can score goals, that might just give you the chance to close the gap, even though it's going to be very difficult for them.
Kurt Zouma and Anal Ahmed Hodzic in their centre circle. They've just had the coin toss, and it looks like West Ham will be defending the goal to our left in front of their own supporters in the first half. Sheffield United at home, they like to attack away from the Kop, which is to our right in the first half. I'll run through Sheffield United's lineup as both teams go into a huddle just close to the arc of the centre circle. Fodringham's in goals for Sheffield United. They're playing a 3-5-2. Ahmed Hodzic, Trusty and Robinson make up the back three. Bogle and Brooks will be the wing backs, with McAtee, Harmer and Souza in midfield. And Osula and Berriton Diaz up front for the home side. It's a very young-looking bench for West Ham. Neil and I were making our notes pre-match, and we noticed there are 5 teenagers on the bench, with 4 of them yet to start for West Ham. So Fabianski is the replacement goalkeeper, as Danny Ings is about to get us off and underway, hands on his hips, in all blue. West Ham kick off from left to right as we watch this game for BBC Radio London via your DAB digital radio this afternoon in South Yorkshire at the home of Sheffield United. And Soufal with an early foray down the right hand side, muscled off the ball by Trusty and cleared away by Souza. It's taken a deflection.
Good little
out
start.
of play.
Good little start. They want to get forward. They want to play the ball in behind. Ings is running behind, so that's the intentions already, I think. Looking to have a little deep run and get into the forward line and keep pressure on Sheffield United, because the team is under pressure because they can't win games.
That's the voice of Neil MacDonald alongside me in the commentary box this afternoon for BBC Radio London, former assistant at West Ham when Sam Allardyce was the manager for 4 years, 2011 to 2015. Now Phil Brown's assistant in the National League. I'll get his thoughts on their victory yesterday against Aldershot by 4-2 when we get a break in play. Next, it's offside, so it's a free kick to Sheffield United midway inside their own half. Just talking about the bench first of all, Neil, Lewis Fabianski, the replacement goalkeeper, Ben Johnson we know is a defender, Aaron Cresswell, Angelo Ogbonna as well is a defender, and then the rest of them alongside Mubama, who's a 19-year-old forward who's made 6 Premier League starts for West Ham. The rest of them, 4 of them, Casey, Marshall, Scars and Orford, all yet to make their debuts for West Ham as the ball's out of play currently. A throw in for Sheffield United deep inside West Ham's right full-back area.
I think it's obviously shows that he's got a lot of injuries, that's for sure, but if the team is doing well and leading all the way with say 10-15 minutes to go, a couple of them youngsters might get a game, which is absolutely brilliant, which is what you want, but got to deal with this long throw in first.
And it's Robinson who will take it in West Ham's right full-back area. West Ham attacking from left to right, if you know Bramall Lane. Here it comes long, right to the edge of the 6-yard box. Central area of the pitch, headed away by Zuma. Out forward by Soufal. Now to Fornals, who's back in the team. Recovered from his calf injury, and he's okay. Fodringham clears, wearing all grey for Sheffield United. It's out of play. It's a throw-in for the home side on the halfway line, Neil.
I think, it was said about counter-attacking. That was a chance of counter-attacking. If Fornals had made a better pass, they would have been at the back the back defenders at Sheffield United, and that was just a slack pass there. He's got to get nice and tighter with his passing, but that just shows getting the first pass off after defending a really difficult long throw in, that there will be space there for them to counter attack, and they just got to take that little bit of care. Okay, we've only just started, but they still have to take care with that pass, especially when they're getting into Sheffield United's half.
Early stages 0-0. West Ham in possession in all blue, just shy of the halfway line. Soufal in front of his manager David Moy. Cornet was offside. He decided not to run on to that ball from the right hand side. I think that's sloppy really from Cornell.
Yeah, well, he just went a little bit too early, doesn't he? And Sheffield United held the line, so yeah, that's okay, but at least he's willing to run in behind instead of coming to feet all the time.
Cornet yet to score for West Ham this season. Neither has Danny Ings got off the mark in any competition. Bowen looks like he's playing through the middle.
Yeah, he's playing through the middle, and Ings is playing off him, and the 2 wide men in Cornell and Fornals. Cornell on the right hand side and Fornals on the left hand side, so it's a little bit of a change.
Mavropanos with a header upwards rather than away, gets a second chance to clear, does do so down to the right hand side. It's a throw in for West Ham midway inside their own half, down this near side, the right for them in the first half. Bramall Lane looks to be pretty full, apart from a small section.
Yeah, that's only natural up above, but the West Ham supporters are here in the numbers again. You know, their away form has been excellent, so they want to come and see the team away from home because they've been winning the majority of the time, which is great.
And it's Emerson who rolls it forward, gets it back from Fornals. He darts infield, it's taken away off him, and Sheffield United have possession down this left hand side. Good defending, but it's shrugged off. It's Brooks the young 20-year-old who signed an extended contract which will keep him at Sheffield United to 2027. He joined the club at 8 years of age. He wins possession back for the home side, Sheffield United. They have possession just on the right-hand side. Coming infield, it's Boga who flicks it forward to Asula, and he rolls it back now to Harmer. Harmer now into the penalty area, and it's Asula who tries to get on the end of it. It's cleared away from a scrambling Emerson. He had to dive onto the floor. McAtee picks it up, tries to jink his way past Emerson. It's a goal kick. He ran out of space. Goal kick to West Ham. Sheffield United 0, West Ham 0.
Yeah, they're just trying to play it into feet or into space, and Emerson read that really well. They dealt with the ball in behind, and then obviously it was a 1v1, stayed on his feet, and you know, the Sheffield United forward tried to do too much. But here we go, counter-attack, and I said they were going to counter-attack.
And it's Cornet on the right-hand side, nearly tripped over himself inside the penalty area. Plays it to his overlapping fullback Soufal. His cross was blocked at the near post, and it's cleared out of play for a throw-in for West Ham.
It's brilliant to see Soufal overlapping. There's times when Cornet is going to go inside and Soufal's on the outside. He has to use him sometimes, not just play him all the time, but come inside on that left foot and try a shot, especially when he gets in the box. So it'll be interesting to see whether he does that. But Soufal will overlap every single time.
He has the throw-in, throws it to Cornet, tries to play it back to his colleague in all blue today for West Ham, but it's out of play. So it's a throw-in to Sheffield United, and I thought Brereton Diaz was about to get his first touch of the ball. On loan from Villarreal, made his mark in the Championship with Blackburn Rovers, didn't he, Neil?
Yeah, he certainly did, and he scored goals for fun, and they were on the verge of getting into the playoffs on a regular basis, and the reason why they were doing that was because he was scoring tons and tons of goals. Let's see whether he can do it coming on loan. Let's see if he can do it in the Premiership instead of the Championship. Remains to be seen whether he does it or not, so we'll see.
Fodringham clears left-footed, kind of skewed his clearance. Souček under the header, central area of the pitch, and now Ings tries to play Bowen through. Bowen was offside, but Sheffield United regained possession with Brereton Diaz. Tall, strong, powerful figure. His hair bobbing around on his shoulders. It's cleared away by Fodringham, only as far as Fornals, just outside the penalty area on the left-hand side. Two Sheffield United defenders get around him and win possession back for the home side. Some encouragement coming from the Kop to our right-hand side. Now McAtee comes over the halfway line and picks out Asula on the right-hand side, outside the penalty area. Good deep cross. Brereton Diaz was making a run to the near post. It went over him, out of play. It's a throw for West Ham, 0-0.
Decent play, got in behind, got the cross in. You can either cross near post or far post, and then the runner has got to run near post or far post. Just a little bit too much pace on the ball there, and Brereton was trying to get into the front post and it went over the top. So, yep, throw in for West Ham down their right-hand side.
Yeah, which they launched to the halfway line. Bowen did not manage to control it, and Sousa, with his blonde dyed hair, plays it short and square to his captain. Ahmed Hodzic comes over the halfway line now to McAtee. Very busy, socks rolled down to his ankles, on loan from Manchester City. Now it's Gustavo Harmer, right-footed shot, way wide, 4 or 5 yards wide. He's one of the outstanding players in the Championship last season at Coventry. Sheffield United picked him up in the summer, and he's had a good start to his career here at Bramall Lane, but that shot was way wide. Goal kick to West Ham.
Well deep. West Ham will be pleased if Sheffield United shooting from there, but McAtee looks as though he's a handful, didn't he? He looked really sharp. He's obviously left-footed coming inside, so they've got to be aware of not giving him too much space when he does come inside, or they're going to force him down the line on his right foot, his weaker foot. So that's a good tactic. Hopefully they get that right as well.
Only one of two games in the Premier League on this Sunday. The other one kicks off at 4:30, Bournemouth against Liverpool, but we're concentrating, of course, on West Ham. You're listening to the home of London football, BBC Radio London Sport, via DAB digital radio this afternoon. And West Ham unbeaten in their last 4 in the Premier League. No goals conceded during those 4 games. 4 clean sheets since they got a thumping against Fulham at Craven Cottage.
They did, didn't they? They had a couple of results against Liverpool as well. Well, they got thumped there, but they've went back to basics, I suppose, on the defensive side, nice and solid. And that gives you a platform to express yourself in the final third, and certainly in the opposition half. And that's what they've been doing so far. So I wouldn't expect anything less today, exactly the same.
Sheffield United with possession, 5 yards away from the halfway line. Down this left-hand side, they're defending the Kop here at Bramall Lane like they prefer to do so in the first half, so they can attack it in the second half.
Yeah, that's always a favourite for them to do, but
McAtee,
yeah, they've got to go both ways, haven't they?
Yeah, central area of the pitch, short and square to his left-hand side to Trusty, onto Brereton Diaz on the left, just outside the penalty area. And now it's Sousa, right-footed shot, he was allowed to shoot, and Areola got behind it, got it in his midriff, caught it in his midriff, in his all-green goalkeeping outfit. He saw that coming from 25 yards out. Good effort in the end from Sousa, good save, 0-0.
It was a good save, it was an easy save, right into the midriff of you, as you described, but you know, they're not engaging, they're staying off, they're encouraging the shot from there, and then fingers crossed that Areola will be able to deal with them, which he did with ease.
It's a WSL game going on at Stamford Bridge between Chelsea and Manchester United. Latest score is 2-1 there. We'll get an update shortly with Emily Herbert. They've got another game coming at Stamford Bridge in Wednesday night as well for Chelsea in the Champions League against Real Madrid. Currently they're leading Manchester United by 2-1. 0-0 here. West Ham in possession. That was poor from Cornet. Telegraphed his pass. It's picked up by Sheffield United, but it's out of play by Robinson, so a throw-in right below us here on the right-hand side for West Ham. Throw-in taken. Souček flicks it on. Is this chance for Ings? Ings flicks it over the head of Foderingham. Goes down on the edge of the 6-yard box. No West Ham player really appealing apart from Souček. Bowen did point as well, but Ings didn't appeal. Neil McDonald.
No, he was through there. Really good throw. Fantastic flip from Souček, and he's on the move inside the box. Got there just before the goalkeeper. Tried to tip it over and just went wide. No way was that a foul. Goalkeeper's coming out, yes, of course, but his momentum takes him through, and just a little bit of a clash. A little bit of a sore knee, but that was the first real chance of the game there. And a centre forward of his calibre, you would see he would have to try and hit the target there at least, and that was a fantastic chance to go 1-0 up.
Yeah, VAR did check it. Referee just told the players to pause for a moment as West Ham had a throw-in. It's quickly being checked, and it's okay. No penalty for West Ham. They've got a throw-in instead. Midway inside Sheffield United's half on the left-hand side of the attack from left to right. As Neil and I watch this game, right at the back of the main stand. You have to almost look over this little platform they've built for the...
Still a brilliant view though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great view.
Fantastic.
It's almost edgiest seat
But
viewing.
I think that shows why Ings is playing in that position there. Runs in behind the centre-halves who aren't really concentrating where he's coming from, and he's got in behind twice now. One with a chance, one wide. But they've got a free kick wide now, and Mr. Set Play Taker here is going to just put this one on a sixpence. And can one of the West Ham players get the head on it to get the first goal?
Yeah, Mr. Set Play, his name is James Ward-Prowse. He'll take it right-footed midway inside Sheffield United's half on the left-hand side. 10 yards in from that left flank. Here it comes right-footed. Zuma's the man. Zuma with the header. Got the direction, not the power. An ironic applause from the home support in the Kop. Well saved by Foderingham.
Yeah, it was an easy save, but a great ball in, a little bit deep, I suppose. But they were on the move, and Zuma got a really good header there. Just a little bit too far out, I suppose. Oh.
It's given away. Here's Ings just outside the penalty. Now to Bowen on his left foot. Here comes a shot just wide. Oh, he dragged his effort wide. He manoeuvred it from his right foot to his left foot inside the penalty area, left-hand side, about 12 yards away in the straight line with the penalty spot, but dragged his effort wide. He'll be disappointed he didn't hit the target. Neil McDonald.
Yeah, lack of composure from the Sheffield United players. That's why obviously they haven't been scoring goals, but they're giving the ball the wrong way in the wrong areas. Ings pinched it, brilliant. Played Bowen in. He had a chance to play corner in, but he went on his left foot, and I was half expecting that to hit the back of the net. He just dragged it wide a touch, but that's three chances so far, in my opinion. Getting in behind, having a shot. So that's a really good start. I'm sure David will be very, very pleased with the start. He'd be disappointed that they're not 1-0 up at the moment, though.
It's still goalless here at Bramall Lane. 14 minutes played. Sheffield United 0, West Ham 0, and Brereton Diaz shrugs off Cornet right in front of us on the left-hand side, midway inside West Ham's half. And now Sheffield United forced to go back to Trusty. He plays it infield to Sousa and on to his captain Ahmed Hodzic. He comes over the halfway line, showed too much of it to Fornals.
They're working extremely hard on it to try and win the ball back, that's for sure. That's part of football that people don't see. They just see the silky skills and all the goals. But you have to work extremely hard to make sure that the opposition can't break you down.
Sheffield United still in possession. Harmer, first time to Asula, goes down on the edge of the penalty area, tripped over right on the chalk of the penalty box, just right of the D. Try to get away. Asula from it was Zuma. Zuma had a nibble, and fairly so, isn't it, Neil?
Yeah, it was definitely a foul. He just tried to be too greedy there, tried to pinch the ball, missed it by a mile, and that was a free kick in a dangerous situation here, by the way. So I would imagine
McAtee, I think, will be the favourite.
Looks as though, but I think
Harmer's there as well.
Yeah, Harmer's laid the ball down. So is he the more senior one of the two? Is he going to take it, or is McAtee going to say, listen, this is my ball, this is my side, I'll bend it in the top corner, get his wall right. The wall looks really big, which is excellent. So he's either got to go keeper's right, round the wall. I very much doubt he'll go over the top to the keeper's left. But hey-oh, let's see. Stand really tall, and then making sure if he does beat the wall, they've got a draft. Have they got a draft extractor there?
No,
along the floor.
They have. They have.
Yeah,
they have. In all blue. So
yeah, just in case it goes along the floor.
Here it goes, just right of the D, a yard outside the penalty area. Hamer looks like he's the favourite. Harmer, right-footed, drilled into the wall, came off the head, actually off Emerson.
Yeah,
and
excellent.
It loops up out of play for a throw-in on that right-hand side, 5 yards away from the corner.
He was never going to go over the wall there, the massive wall, and he took the responsibility. Keep wanting to go to the keeper's right, and the rest of the defenders cleared the ball as they're supposed to do. But here's another long throw-in.
Deep inside West Ham's left full-back area. Lots of Sheffield United bodies making a nuisance of themselves inside the penalty area. Here it comes, long towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by Soucek. Fornals gets there. It's another throw-in for Sheffield United. Let's head to Stamford Bridge, though, for an update in the WSL. Chelsea were leading Manchester United last time we were there by 2-1. Emily Herbert.
It's Chelsea that get another, and it's Lauren James with a hat-trick, able to break the line and slot it past Maria. It's bottom right-hand corner, and that might just be game over for United now. Chelsea 3, Manchester United 1.
Thank you very much indeed, Emily. Shot comes in from... it was Andre Brooks, left-footed for Sheffield United, way over the top. Actually inside the penalty area, is inviting actually on the half volley. Headed clearance from West Ham, slam back in from Harmer, and then a left-footed shot way over the top into the upper tier of the Bramall Lane stand to our left-hand side. Goal kick to West Ham.
Defended both long throw-ins with Soucek winning the ball and winning the air. The ball's on the edge of the box, second balls, which is really good. That is a danger for Sheffield United long throws, and they've dealt with them so far excellently, especially Soucek, who's got his head on both of them.
Hat-trick then for Lauren James. Chelsea leading Manchester United by 3-1 in the WSL. She'll have to keep producing the goods as Sam Kerr is out now for the remainder of this season with an ACL injury. And she'll be sorely missed, but Lauren James doing her best for Chelsea. We'll get a full time from Emily at Stamford Bridge when that happens. But a free kick for Sheffield United, Neil, just left of the arc of the centre circle.
Ward-Prowse just give it away there. He tried to win the knockdowns, didn't he? I think it's going to be a game of knockdowns, especially when Sheffield United have got it playing up to the front. They are playing through the lines, but not as much. And it's making sure that they're on the move, winning the knockdowns, and then get the first pass off, and that enables them to get it to Sheffield United's defenders. Whereas West Ham are trying to build up, play through, and then playing behind. So that's the difference between the two teams.
Free kick's taken short, headed away by Zuma, who's under no pressure. Really. Yeah, total lack of communication. As though, cross came in from the outside the centre circle. There's no real danger there. It was actually going out of play. Zuma backpedaling, no communications, headed it out of play. It's now a corner for Sheffield United.
If you're not sure as a defender and you're not sure who's around you, get it out and let's deal with the corner. Let's deal with the corner, which they're going to have to do. So just a little bit better communication there, and you could have let that go for a goal kick.
0-0. Corner comes in right-footed to the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by Zuma. Only as far as Brooks. There's a handball inside the penalty area, surely. The referee will see that free kick to West Ham.
So lack of communication, he heads the ball away, gives the corner. Everyone's, oh my goodness me, he should have left that. And now he's gone to himself. I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to win this header, which he did, which is brilliant. Great reaction.
That's the voice of Neil McDonald. I was going to ask him about Kidderminster beating Aldershot. The game's got away from us. I'll get your thoughts on that.
Too much to talk about at the moment. It's a really good game so far.
It is.
Tactical, that's for sure.
Leeds have beaten Preston as well in the Championship by 2-1. A late goal in the 94th minute from the penalty spot there. Joel Peru. Leeds 2, Preston 1, so that's full time at Ellen Road. Chelsea leading Manchester United in the Women's Super League by 3-1. Hat-trick for Lauren James, and here it's 0-0 at Bramall Lane. Premier League football on BBC Radio London, 20 minutes played. West Ham have possession right below us on the right hand side, just outside the penalty area. Bowen now runs across the edge of the area, out to Fornals. He's got an overlapping Emerson to his left. That was a poor ball from the Spanish player Fornals, and Sheffield United have a throw in deep inside their right full-back area.
Really manufactured it, didn't it? Some really good play. Bourne found a spare man. That was a 2v1 situation. That's that little bit of care, clinical passing, and that gives Emerson a chance to strike with his left foot.
Here comes Sheffield United. Wasula didn't manage to control it. He says he was fouled. He's looking at the referee, Michael Salisbury. He lost his balance, didn't he?
Yeah. But he got in between the two centre halves, which David will be a little bit concerned about. But that's the first time they've really gone direct on the floor, and almost got away from the centre half there, but just lost his balance.
It was Harmer trying to thread the ball through the heart of West Ham's defence. Mavropanos with a clearance, right-footed.
That's too straight.
Very hopeful, really.
Yeah, too straight.
Expecting a lot from Cornet. It's out of play. It's a throw-in for Sheffield United.
He may be quick, but he's not that quick.
No, he's not. Don't want to test his hamstrings just yet. He'll keep them for another moment in this game. Scoreboard reads 0-0. West Ham have possession with Souček. He's giving it away though. Here comes Bogle over the halfway line. There's runners. Berriton Diaz is onside at the moment. Flag hasn't gone up. Good save. Now the flag goes up. Oh my dear, Neil McDonald, you saw that an age ago, but had to keep commentating just in case Sheffield United scored and the flag stayed down.
Perfect, but he should stick his flag up. Somebody might get hurt. Okay, everybody's on the end of the seat, but then the whole place goes, oh, it's offside. Miles offside it was.
And that's happened recently. Just break away because Cornet has the ball. Right side of the penalty, a couple of yards away from the dead ball line. Rolls it back behind Ings. That's sloppy. Really, really sloppy between Cornet and Ings. No communication. Bowen was inside the 6-yard box. I'm not sure what was going on there, Neil McDonald.
Just a bad pass, a little bit of care. Really good run for Ings. He had a chance to side foot that in. And now they've got to defend because of a sloppy pass.
Berriton Diaz controls on his chest. Rolls it forward down the left hand side. Cross comes in from Sheffield United. Defended at the near post from Mavropanos. Picked up by Brooks.
Brilliant defending that. In the right place at the right time. Proper defending that.
Rolls it back to Trusty. Brooks gets it again. Puts it through the legs of Sue Fowl. Gets a round of applause from the home support. Berriton Diaz, right-footed straight down the heart once again of Areola. He took that on his chest. He flopped down inside the 6-yard box. Routine save. Poor effort from Berriton Diaz. Sheffield United 0, West Ham 0.
Yeah, Brooks took on Kufal there, stuck it through his legs. Really good ball. Instead of crossing it right across the face of the goal, back to Berriton. And Berriton Diaz obviously come inside on his right foot, but didn't strike it as hard as he can. And again, Areola picking cherries up a cherry tree. Excellent.
0-0. West Ham in possession, given away by Souček.
Again, a sloppy pass, and look now, having to get back.
Yeah, Sousa comes over the halfway line. Nice flick through his legs by McAtee. Wants it back from Harmer. Intercepted by a combination of Emerson and Fornals. And West Ham in possession over the halfway line, but given straight back to Sheffield United in their home strip of red and white shirts,
it's
black
you
shorts
have it,
and
we
socks.
have it. You have it, we have it at the moment, isn't it? It's back and forwards like a basketball game at the minute. You attack, we attack, yeah? Which is exciting, really, for the neutral, but not for the managers. Wilder's like rubbing his face there, and David's giving instructions. Calm down, we're fine. Take care with that little pass.
David Moyes just turning away from the action.
Yeah.
For a moment now, heading back into the dugout.
He'll still be really happy with the start. 20, almost 25 minutes gone. Okay, his goalkeeper's made a couple of saves, very comfortable saves, but they're getting into the final third and they're creating half a chances, which is good. They have to keep on doing that. Just a little bit more care on the final pass. That's all it is.
0-0, and that's the voice of Neil McDonald. Familiar voice on BBC Radio London Sport. watching Premier League football this afternoon. And they're still awaiting the first goal of the afternoon between Sheffield United and West Ham. West Ham have run out winners against Sheffield United the last 3 times the sides have met in the Premier League. Their last visit here was 4 years ago, late November 2020. Both managers were in charge that day as well, and Sebastian Haller with the only goal of that game. West Ham left this set.
David would take that result again.
Yeah, he will.
For sure.
Especially with the players missing through injury, and also the African Cup of Nations. We mentioned it a few times, haven't we? Kudos.
There's a few teams obviously missing star players because of that. So they know that competition comes up every now and again, and well, listen, the Premiership signs players from all over the world, don't they? So they have to deal with that, which they have, and that's why they've got, you know, a big squad really.
Yeah, the Asian Cup going on as well at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's been mentioned a lot of places, these players, they feel honoured wearing their nation's jersey, like the English players will do in the summer as well, won't they? At the European Championship.
It's an honour to play for your country, and them competitions are massive competitions for those countries.
So 25 minutes played. Sheffield United 0, West Ham 0. Football, Premier League football on BBC Radio London. And Zuma clears from edge of his penalty area straight to Sousa, who controls on his chest. It rolls down his chest onto his thighs, and now it's McAtee. He turns around, attacks the penalty area. It comes off 2 West Ham players and spins out to play for a corner for Sheffield United.
Yeah, he's finding them little pockets, isn't he? He's coming inside, and he looked for a quick shot there, even though he went for a side foot. That would never have beaten Areola from that, but he's causing a few little problems by going in them little pockets, getting the ball, so they've got to close him down as quick as they can. Another set play for Sheffield United. Everybody back for West Ham. Part zone marking, part man marking.
Here it comes, right-footed, out-swinging. Free header straight at Areola. It was Trusty with the header. He was by himself about 10 yards away. Got a good firm connection to it, but it was straight at Alphonse Areola.
Super ball and a free header, which is concerning, considering how many players are in there. Everybody's back, and yet they give the Sheffield United players a free header. But the goalkeeper again, nice and calm, just takes it into his midriff, really good. Didn't go chasing it, waited for it to come to him, which is a good sign from a goalkeeper, and a comfortable save. But yeah, concerned that he's had a free header in the box from a corner set play.
Sheffield United haven't won in the Premier League since the 9th of December. Chris Wilder was in charge, beating Brentford by a 0-0 here at Bramall Lane. Only 2 wins all season long, both at home. Beating Wolves 2-1 was the other victory.
That's how difficult the Premiership is, isn't it? Especially coming up, getting promoted, even though, you know, they got relegated the year before, but they've come up straight back.
Fornals now on to wings, central area of the pitch. Floodlights are coming on, played it right to Soufal, just outside the penalty, rolls it back to wings, inside the penalty. Can he get a right-footed shot off? He can, it's deflected. Here it comes, Cornet has scored. He's onside, inside the 6-yard box. It deflected shot from Ings. It spooned up towards Maxwell Cornet, and he gleefully latched onto it, left-footed, past Wes Fondringham for his first goal of the season. Sheffield United 0, West Ham 1.
We talk about taking care. Koufal again picked out Ings. Ings had a shot and it just fell nicely for him and fallen on his left foot. What a finish that is, by the way. That is not easy with a volley in that situation, getting it right across the goalkeeper. That's a fantastic finish. But that's the first time they've really took care when they've got to the final third. Pick your man out, which he did. Look. Great turn from Ings, really good shot, took a deflection, he's onside, and what a finish. He's beat the goalkeeper at the near post. I thought it had gone to the far post. Super finish that, well deserved, by the way.
And it took a real big ricochet, didn't it? A deflection off 2 Sheffield United players.
Finish.
And there was a Sheffield United defender inside the 6-yard box. It is being checked, every goal's being checked.
Well
and the pace beat Fodringham at the near post, didn't it, Neil?
It did, certainly. I think he was looking for the one coming across him, but he's gone for a snapshot, which is brilliant. But I'll tell you what, Koufal, he's I can't believe, I should have wrote down how many overlaps he actually does and gets forward. He's brilliant, and that's the first time he's picked things out. A little bit of luck with the deflection, but superb finish, and just what West Ham needed.
Yeah, goal coming after 28 minutes. Thrown for Sheffield United right below us. But let's go to Stamford Bridge for full time in the WSL between Chelsea and Manchester United. Emily Herbert.
Yeah, full time at Stamford Bridge, and it's a comprehensive performance from the home side this afternoon. Lauren James produces another hat-trick at Stamford Bridge, first from just 5 minutes in, able to slot it into the back of the net, 6 yards box. She comes again just 15 minutes later, a long ball volleying it to the back of the net, and then just before half-time, United were able to get a crucial goal courtesy of Hayley Ladd, but it didn't matter because James produces a little bit of magic to glide it past Mary Earps to put Chelsea firmly 3 points clear at the top of the table. Full-time, Chelsea 3, Manchester United 1.
Thank you very much indeed, Emily. Chelsea back in action in the Women's Champions League this Wednesday night against Real Madrid at Stamford Bridge. And you'll get the latest, of course, on that game during the commentary of Fulham against Liverpool on Wednesday night. That'll be live on BBC Radio London Sport from Craven Cottage. I think that's going to be a spectacular evening this Wednesday for Fulham. I've got a feeling they'll push Liverpool.
I did the first game and they played really well. Not just to keep the score down, but they're definitely in the tie, and that'll be a magnificent atmosphere at the Cottage, that's for sure. And
we'll keep you across Chelsea as well on Tuesday night at home to Middlesbrough in the second leg as well, leading by a goal to nil. Long throw in from Robinson for Sheffield United. It's bounced twice inside the penalty area. West Ham's penalty cleared away, kung fu style kick by Ings out to the left hand side to the goal scorer Cornet. He'll be full of beans now as Ward-Prowse is fouled in the left full back area for West Ham. They lead by a goal to nil, and that will do him a world of good, won't it, Maxwell Cornet? His first goal of the season, Neil McDonald.
Right, okay, he is a goal scorer. I've seen a few times a few seasons ago with Burnley, so that'll do his confidence a world of good. But then Sheffield United come forward, they're nice and calm. West Ham players are nice and calm, dealing with everything that's coming in the box. That's really good. And then when they win the knockdowns, they're getting that first pass off, which is brilliant, and that enables them to move up the pitch. Is that little foul? No, he doesn't give it.
Brereton Diaz pushed Soufal in the back in front of the two managers, very close by in the dugouts.
They've got the back four there, and they've got two players who work extremely hard for the team on the defensive side. They can get into the box and attack, but their job is to try and protect the back four, and they're doing a brilliant job at the moment.
Sheffield United 0, West Ham 1. Premier League football on BBC Radio London this Sunday afternoon, and Mavropanos uses his big, bulky frame to shadow the ball out of play.
His pace, really good tussle at the moment, good competition, and he's winning the competition at the moment, defending really well, not diving in, not giving silly free kicks away, using his attributes, and West Ham have got a long throw in now by him winning the ball back.
Kevin Nolan, it's just getting his ear chewed off by his manager David Moyes. He heads back into the dugout. Only one of the managers now allowed to patrol the edge of the technical area. They're going to have a chat.
I think that's better. I think it's better when there's only one allowed to stand up instead of 3 or 4 being there. It's really good. There should be only the manager and the assistant manager, I suppose, to a certain extent, who can give information to the players. But it's better off coming from the manager. He did speak to the coaching staff, which is good. That's why they come out every now and again. Have you thought about this? What about this? Are you happy with everything? Just to keep ticking the boxes, making sure that he's fully aware of what everything's going on, which David will be anyway. Fantastic manager, experienced manager. He knows where everybody should be because he sets them up, which is really good. And they're doing him proud. They're doing him proud so far.
Yeah, leading by a goal to nil, West Ham are. Maxwell Cornet with the goal after 28 minutes. Goal kick for West Ham. Didn't miss much there. Harmer played a ball through the heart of West Ham's defence. The home crowd got up for it, but it was overhit and it ran out of play, and that was the goal kick. And now it's a throw-in for the home side, right below us here on the left-hand side.
It's amazing, the goal keeps the crowd quiet, and that's what David Little wanted. Yeah, keep the crowd, because it is a fantastic atmosphere here. They do get behind the team, but they can see that it's going to be an even uphill battle because they're 1-0 down now. You know, it's not easy losing every week and not winning every week, certainly at home. And certainly West Ham have played their part by getting the first goal and keeping the crowd nice and quiet.
Yeah, nearly given away by Foderingham. And then Harmer, Ward-Prowse thought his eyes lit up there as he tried to control it on the edge of the penalty area. Scrambled away up to the halfway line, and Sheffield United now roared on by their home support. The Cop to our right. Here comes Trusty over the halfway line to Brereton Diaz on the left-hand side. Edging towards the penalty area, rolls it back to Brooks. He plays it short and square to his right to Bogle. He has time, lifts the ball into the penalty area, comfortably taken by the 6'4" 5-inch Areola, and West Ham still leading by a goal to 0.
Yeah, and very, very comfortable. I love game plans. I'm trying to work out what the game plan is and stuff like that. Obviously counter-attacking and midfield runs. Certainly Ings running in behind, but they're setting the traps. They're letting Sheffield United play out, and they're ready to go and pinch the ball, and they've pinched it a few times. Just need to get that pass off to give themselves a chance to go 2-0 up, but certainly everything's working at the moment, that's for sure.
West Ham currently in 6th in the Premier League. Just that breakaway because they're on the edge of the penalty area, but cleared away by the Sheffield United defence. And here comes McAtee racing over the halfway line. Socks roll down to his ankles. All of a sudden he's inside the penalty area. Tries to get past Souček. He ran into Souček really. I think he knew he overhit the ball and he ran into the back of Souček.
Yeah, that was good defending. Forced him inside on his left foot, let him come inside, but he just changed his direction. There was no way that was a foul. Absolutely no way. Again, good defending. Shown a dangerous player, the way that they want to force him into the numbers, and there's no space for him to play, and that's why I suppose he went down a little bit, but certainly wasn't a foul.
Cornet's not just first goal of the season, just looking down at my stats about him, it's also his first West Ham goal, full stop.
Wow, he has been out injured a few times, hasn't he, for quite a bit, but that'll do his confidence the world of good. You know, he was brought, I think it was last season he was brought, wasn't it? Or it might have been the season before.
Yeah, from
probably
Burnley,
last season from Burnley, yeah. It takes time to settle into a new formation, a new way of playing. Obviously down in London is totally different to everyone else. I've experienced that, you know. Absolutely brilliant, and he's just coming into form now, which is great, and when you score goals it gives you confidence.
Yeah, Brereton Diaz short and square out to the right. McAtee edges infield, tries to pick out Osula inside the penalty area right hand side, one step over, gets a shot off, but it was that way wide, ended up out of play for a throw-in.
Yeah, shepherd him wide, really good defending again, and a shot from an angle where Areola never even had to move. He just left it go, and it's a throw-in. That's how wide it was and how difficult it was to hit the target. He's cut the neck off it to a certain extent. It's gone for a throw-in, 10 yards from the corner flag.
So West Ham, as I was saying, 6th in the Premier League. They'll stay there whatever the result tonight, but they'll close in behind Tottenham, won't they?
Yeah,
Tottenham have got 40 points in 5th.
34.
And,
have they got 34? Is it 34?
They've got 34, West Ham have, and Tottenham have got 40, and so they'll close in behind Tottenham, and it will be week 21 played at the end of this game, and you just never know. Maybe a top 4 finish with the players coming back as well from the African Cup of Nations as well.
It's definitely in the sights, that's for sure.
And they're linked to the likes of Emile Smith-Rowe as well, and Calvin Phillips as well.
Well, I do well to get them 2 players, that's for sure. There would be good signings for the team as well, competition and quality.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to for West Ham this season.
But it's all ifs and buts, that, isn't it?
Last 16 of the Europa League competition they've really enjoyed themselves in Europe over the last few seasons. As Fornals gets fouled.
That'll be a yellow card, I would imagine.
Yeah, yellow card of the afternoon, and it's Gustavo Harmer who's been shown that yellow card.
Look at the big boys coming up now. It must be brilliant attacking the ball from a Ward-Prowse free kick, because he did put it on the money, right? And if they attack the ball and they're really brave and they really want to actually head that ball, they've got a great chance of scoring. You know, this is I think especially with him taking it, this is a huge chance, even though it's miles out. A really good ball. We've got some big boys there who are really capable of heading the ball. Put on the sixpence like he normally does and get yourself a goal.
So it's midway inside Sheffield United's half.
I've built them up.
Yeah, you sure have, Neil. And 15 yards in from this right-hand touchline. Here it comes, right-footed, Ward-Prowse, high, long loop into the far post. It's headed upwards and now out of play by the Sheffield United defence, out of the penalty area. Out to the left it goes. Emerson tiptoes back in field. Bowen with some space. Left-hand side, got pushed in the back. It's come out to Ings. Right-footed shot, he was blocked. Oh, lack of confidence really from Ings. A sharper Ings would have made that 2-0, but it's still 1-0 to West Ham.
Brilliant play by Emerson. Picked out Bowen. Lovely first touch. I thought he was going to shoot. He was looking across the goal, but everyone was on the edge of the box. Picked Ings out. He was, to be fair, I agree, really sharp, would probably hit that a little bit earlier, but the Sheffield United defender really closed them down. You can see Ings is disappointed. He knows that he should be hitting the target there. But another great chance for West Ham.
And a long throw in from Soufal to the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed backwards and it's just lashed out of play by the Sheffield United defence. Real panic.
Yeah.
It's a corner to West Ham, Neil.
That was more panic than what Zuma was. Zuma wasn't sure who was around him, but that was classed as panic. So when you put a team that's under pressure, first of all, who can't win with pressure, then the crack, and then when the crack, you just got to hope that it falls for them and they get a chance to score the second goal. And if they score the second goal, would you say it was over? Sheffield United never going to give up, but that gives you a little bit of a breathing space if going into half-time perfect, if they can score from a free kick here, from a corner.
5 minutes to play in the first half. West Ham leading by a goal to nil. They have a corner. Ward-Prowse takes it right to the edge of 6-yard box. Bowen was lurking. Didn't really manage to wrap his left foot around it, and it skews out of play for a goal kick to Sheffield United right in front of the Kop on the right-hand side. Listen to this stat. It's just popped up on the video printer. It's not mine, Neil. What you said, if West Ham score a second goal, Sheffield United, they failed to win in their last 27 matches when conceding the opening goal in the top flight.
So I'm talking about going into Kidderminster, never won a game when they went a goal behind. Can't remember the last time they went 2 behind and got back, and yet we won 4-2 yesterday, which is absolutely brilliant.
Well done against Aldershot. I love the National League, I really do. My actual team, their heritage is in non-league football, Neil. We're currently in the bottom 2 of the League 2, so you know who that is.
No matter what league you're in, though, especially the Premiership, it's hard to get in front. You have to work really hard to try and score.
Here comes Bogle, muscled off by Ward-Prowse, but unfairly so. And that's a yellow card as well for Ward-Prowse.
Very surprised at that.
If it was a foul, it wasn't a yellow card, Neil. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
If it was a foul.
Totally agree. They're really grappling both together. They're really fighting for the ball. And who's to say who's actually fouled who? They're both trying to win the ball. And I think that's a harsh yellow card. Now, a harsh yellow card sometimes punishes you because you only allowed one. Well, you're not even allowed one more tackle. And he's a competitive midfield player. He's got to be very, very careful now, because if he mistimes the tackle, he's off. And that's how harsh it can be.
So free kick to Sheffield United. Just forward of the midway part of West Ham's half. Right of centre. It's too far in from the right-hand touchline to say it's 20-25 yards away.
Oh, it's 2 boxes, isn't it? So that's got to be 36 yards away, that.
Here it comes, right-footed. Harman takes it.
Souček again.
Back-pedaling header from the aforementioned Czech international. And Fornals grappling with Souza, and it's a throw for Sheffield United.
He's brilliant in the air, both ends. Getting on the head, trying to score, but defensively, he's absolutely brilliant. And he's getting his head on, whether he's a free man, because as I said to you before, some are man marking, some are zone marking. He's certainly one of the zone marking, and that gives him a chance to go and attack the ball wherever it is.
So Premier League football live on BBC Radio London Sport. And Robinson being told emphatically by the referee where to go to take this throw in. Here it comes, long looping to the edge of the 6-yard box. Powerful header away from Ward-Prowse, volleyed up towards the arc of the centre circle by Fornals. Bogle gets the better of Ings. Ings thought he won that and was going to race over the halfway line. Header comes in from Trusty to the back. Osula, fantastic save by Areola. Brereton Diaz latches onto it and slams it home for his first goal for Sheffield United. Fantastic goalkeeping from Areola, but Brereton Diaz was the quickest. On the half volley, right-footed into the roof of the net, and we're all square here at Bramall Lane.
Thought they had cleared the long throw, and then obviously a shot. Great save from the keeper, nobody really following in, and that's what Brereton Diaz is all about, on the move inside the box, and that's a great finish. Really good start for him, but yeah, disappointing to concede, because really that's second phase from a long throw in, comes in. Great
fantastic save.
Yeah, good finish. Zuma just lost his man, pulled off at the far post, a header to the far post. Great save to start off with, and then on the move inside the box, keeper's got no chance with a rebound. One each.
He did really well, Areola, as well. He got a real hand to it, and he tried to push it out as far as he could.
Yeah.
Still ended up pushing out into the central area of the penalty box, but Brereton Diaz, credit to him, he got there first. Striker's instinct, and he wasn't going to miss. It eventually was 6 yards away.
Right on half time as well, which will change David's team talk, that's for sure. He looked very, very comfortable. There were always a danger with the long throws and the second balls into the box, and they've been heavily punished. One by letting a man run around the back. Zuma didn't stay with him, missed it. Great save from the goalkeeper, and nobody took that responsibility to clear it. And Brereton Diaz on the move gets a strike, and it's one each. Game on.
Signed on loan from Villarreal for the remainder of this season. He's a Stoke lad, born and bred in Stoke, just down the road from here, about an hour away. We're in South Yorkshire this afternoon, just on the outskirts of the Pennines, and Sheffield United player just gone down, just breaking away from my commentary there. He's holding his head. Play will be stopped.
I think it was 50-50. He'd be fine.
He's got back up. So
it's Diaz anyway, Brereton Diaz, isn't it? So that's fine. Just got smashed up the centre half there. That was a 50-50 challenge. Just get up and get on with it. Look at him now. There's nothing wrong with him now.
I thought the referee was going to stop play.
No, that was good play from the ref. He just let it play on. He knew that was okay. Look, he's just asking, I'm sure you're fine. Oh, here's a chance now.
Yeah, given away by Sheffield United. It is Cornet, one step over. Took too long. Still got possession, but taken away from him. Combination of Souza and Harmer. And now McAtee inside the centre circle, trying to pick up Osula. But it's collected well by Zuma, and he rolls it back to Alphonse Areola.
It's back and forwards again, isn't it? It's back and forwards. You attack where you attack.
It's a white plastic bag inside West Ham's penalty area, inside the 6-yard box. I think Areola wants to get that out of the playing area. Doesn't want that to interfere.
That'll be fine. That's behind him anyway, so that's okay.
So Brereton Diaz equalising in the 44th minute. I missed the time added on at the end of this first half by the fourth official. 2 minutes. Thank you very much indeed. The magic voice in my ear told me. Here comes Osula, right-footed shot. Took a deflection on the edge of the penalty area. It's a corner for Sheffield United. We're into the last 20 seconds of that 2 minutes. 1-1.
It's amazing what a goal it is. We talked about trying to come from behind, which is always difficult in the Premiership, no matter what level you're playing at, but certainly the Premiership. But they've got themselves on level pegs now, and look, they've raised the game, even though it's just before half-time. And this is going to be a battle now until he blows that whistle. Sheffield United on the up. You've got to stay strong, keep together, get that first contact, and then pick the seconds up as much as and as quick as they possibly can to not let Sheffield United have another shot and try and go in 2-1 in the lead, considering the 1-0 down.
This is
with only 1 minute to go.
Last piece of action, I'm sure, in this first half. 1-1. Here comes the corner, right-footed high to the far post, well taken by Areola. He actually took it at the second attempt. He lifted it up, and there goes the half-time whistle here at Bramall Lane. It's been an entertaining 45 minutes, Neil. West Ham took the lead through Maxwell Cornet, his first ever goal in the colours of West Ham, which are today all blue. And then Brereton Diaz also on his Premier League debut, scoring an equaliser just before half-time in the 44th minute.
Yeah, I think it's been really good. I think West Ham have dictated the pace, dictated the play, getting into the final third where they haven't really taken that total care, and then when they did, they created the goal. Fantastic finish from Cornet, but as I said to you before the game, Sheffield United will never give in. They've forced the issue, they're throwing the long balls in, they're winning the seconds on the edge of the box, they're keeping the pressure on West Ham, and that ball to the far post, great save from Areola. But if you're on the move inside the box and you want to score, which Brereton Diaz did, they're all back in it now, so it's 1-1.
Half-time then here at Bramall Lane, Lucy. Sheffield United 1, West Ham 1.
BBC Radio London.
The home of London football.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, Sohail Sahi. Let's just quickly go back to Neil McDonald for one more thought before we let them go and get some half-time refreshment. I mean, Neil, how frustrated is David Moyes going to be? Because, as you say, they really controlled the game in kind of that central part of the first half. But now Sheffield United go in with a bit of confidence. Brereton Diaz getting his first goal. Yeah. Their tails will be up in this second half.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. The crowd will get right behind them second half, attacking in that area, which they want to do in their big stand where all of their supporters are. But yeah, David will be more disappointed, I suppose, with the attack and play when they're getting into the final third, when they're getting into Sheffield United's defensive area. They haven't really taken that care, so you'll be expecting them to do that a little bit better. They are getting to them areas quite easily because they're dictating the play. But Sheffield United will never give up. They'll keep on trying to force the issue. They'll keep on putting the ball in from corners. They'll keep on putting them in from throw-ins, and they've got to stand strong. Souček has been brilliant so far, and his was the only header that he didn't win. I think it was Ward-Prowse won it, and then it was headed back, and Zuma just lost his man round the back. Great save from the header, but Berriton Diaz following up for an equaliser. So, would you say it was fair? Probably not, but you don't always get what you deserve. So, West Ham have all to do in the second half, and David Alshaw will be pointing them in the right direction on how to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Neil. Back with you in about 10 minutes or so. Let's bring you some reaction from elsewhere in that massive game in the WSL. Top of the table for Chelsea. They cruised in the end to a 3-1 win over Manchester United. Of course, it was Lauren James who was the star of the show yet again with a hat-trick. Let's get the thoughts of Emma Hayes, the Chelsea boss. She's been chatting to the BBC's Joe Curry.
Well, Emma, congratulations. A fantastic result, a fantastic performance. What were your thoughts on it?
Well, first half we were absolutely superb. We really were. We're so disappointed to concede the goal because I thought we were so dominant. You know, but credit to Manchester United. I mean, just such a strong start. You know, the players have been talking all week about they want to see a Chelsea standards, and I thought we had that in abundance. So the duels, our ability to retain the ball. You know, we carried out the game plan to perfection. And yes, second half, well, it had its moments. It's to be expected they're a top side, but I think we deserve winners today.
You touched there on your strong start. You absolutely shot out of the blocks. Was that the message to hit the ground running today? Something that you perhaps didn't do last week?
To be honest with you, I think the players have taken a lot of good ownership this week of the things they wanted to see from each other, and I think they delivered that.
There's been so much talk about how you fill the big void left by Sam Kerr's injury. Lauren James absolutely took her opportunity today. Was that the best of her that we saw this afternoon?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both sides of the ball. She did it as a 9 in the second half, a 10 in the first half. I can't ask any more from Lauren James today. She really responded with the performance her team wanted from her too. And equally, I thought we played a strong team performance the whole game.
A huge Chelsea, and they keep their lead at the top of the WSL table. 3-point lead over Arsenal, in fact, after their 2-1 win over Everton yesterday. Lots of action going on at the moment. Elsewhere, it's Brighton women 1, Bristol City women 0, and Manchester City 1, Liverpool 1, which is obviously of huge interest to Chelsea because Manchester City are another team that are in the mix. As it stands, they sit 5 points behind Chelsea at the top of the table, but as it stands, very much on course for their 5th straight WSL title. Well, we recapped that huge victory for Brentford a little bit earlier, but we also brought you 2 London derbies yesterday afternoon. Close your ears, Crystal Palace and Millwall fans.
And here goes Martinelli again inside the penalty area. Is this 5? Yes, it is! Arsenal scored a 5th. Martinelli has got 2 goals in the space of a minute. They are ripping Crystal Palace to ribbons now. Every time they go forward, they carry a real threat. And Martinelli sent through in almost the same way as the goal a few moments ago, slots it past Henderson, and the Emirates that was starved of goals for 2 matches is now awash with them. Crystal Palace are disintegrating on the pitch in front of their supporters away to our right, who are heading for home, and the Arsenal fans are loving this now. Their first win since the 17th of December, and it is Arsenal 5, Crystal Palace 0.
Very pleased, obviously, a clean sheet, 5 goals, win the game, the performance. I had a really good feeling since we left the stadium after Liverpool. The performances were there, the results weren't, but the team has produced again a really good performance.
I mean, you were creating chances beforehand, weren't you? You just weren't taking them.
I think we've been today much more efficient in the opponent's box especially than the last few games, and last few days there were moments that we played better than today, but it's about scoring goals.
I mentioned in the commentary Nicolas Chauvet has played a big role in this, hasn't he? Did you work hard with him on the set pieces? He's your set piece man?
Yeah, we do, and it's a big part of us, and especially against teams that they want to defend extremely deeply. It's a way to open the game up, and we've been really consistent the last few years on that, and it's a good way to win games as well.
People say Arsenal need to share the goals around. You haven't got a Haaland up front, for example. You are sharing the goals around there. A lot of players are going to finish in double figures for you.
I hope so, and that was the success of last season. It was a big part of that was the amount of players that scored more than 10 goals, and we're going to have to do that this season again if we want to be up there.
Were you really pleased as well with the way periods in the game the pace of the game dropped off, but then your players kicked it up again.
Yes, we used moments of the game that we knew we could exploit really, really well. I think the subs were really good as well. They made a big impact, and to be up there, you need everybody really focused and determined to have an impact in the game, and I'm really pleased with that.
And how important was it to come straight back in after the break with a win? Not just a win, but a performance like this?
Yes, it's the second part of the season, and we said we want to tackle it with a lot of aggression and motivation. Is the most beautiful part of the season, and today we started that part in a good way.
In a way, then, did you not want the next break you're going to get because you're not involved next weekend?
Yeah, I would like to play now 3 days after, but it's what it is. We will keep preparing and evolving in certain things that we must continue to do better and improve as a team.
I think the worst thing was the 3 goals all came from corner kicks. 2 direct corner kicks and one where one of our corner kicks was chipped into the goalkeeper's hands and he started a very quick counter-attack. And at 3-0 down, you're obviously going to be really up against it. I decided that maybe we should give 1 or 2 of the younger players a chance on the basis that we play midweek, and some of those players had worked unbelievably hard and maybe it was the right time to give them a bit of a break. But obviously at 3-0 down with a rampant Arsenal, it was asking for trouble, and it was asking for the 2 quite simple goals they scored at the end, because during the first 60, 70 minutes they didn't get that many clear-cut chances by playing through us. The goals came largely from the corner kicks.
People will look at the score sheet again. Crystal Palace haven't scored again, but there were chances there. I mean, Abiaz had a couple. The goalkeepers had to make 1 good save.
Yeah, but obviously not enough. But I mean, the fact is that two of our major attacking players, Ayew and Elise, aren't here at the moment. Eze is recently back from injury, so our attacking potential at the moment is a bit less than it would be normally. But I don't think we created anywhere near enough chances. I know it's 5-0, but even if we'd have lost 1 or 2-0, I'd still probably be saying we lost to a better team. They were very, very good, Arsenal, today. And whatever we'd have done and whatever team we could put on the field and however well we'd have played the game, we'd have still been struggling to contain them, because they do have so much talent and they are a very well drilled and well seamed team. So, but the 5-0 is always hard to take. When you lose that by that many goals, it makes it a very tough period ahead.
How serious a struggle is this becoming now? You are stretched. I think you're missing Ayew because of what he gives you. I know he doesn't get 20 goals, Roy, but what he gives you, I think you're missing him. You are stretched. So how seriously is this struggle becoming?
Oh, it's a struggle. I mean, the fact is, there's no doubt that we have to keep looking over our shoulder. We are in a relegation battle. There's no question of that. But I believe that the team, the club, and the group of players we've got are more than good enough to get us away from that relegation zone. But of course, we were hoping at the start of this season to start, building, if you like, on last season. That we've not been able to do.
Here's Colback, drives in a shot, spooned by Sarkic, turned in! Queen's Park Rangers get a second goal! Sinclair Armstrong reacted the fastest inside the 6-yard box. Great skill from Chair. Big shot from Colback. Goalkeeper should have held it. Pushed it into traffic. And Queen's Park Rangers have daylight. It's QPR 2, Millwall 0.
Very happy for everybody, actually, for the players, for the staff, for all the people who came here, all the supporters who helped us a lot during 90 minutes. We have been working well in the training ground over the last weeks, and it was a bit, of course, sad to not get the results that we were looking for. But when we analyze, we had a good performance. For instance, the last game against Watford. The difference is that today we conceded only 1 shot on goal, only 2 shots over 90 minutes. We had the capacity to score some of the chances that we created. So I said before, football is about achieving, not deserving. Last week perhaps we deserve a little bit more, but we didn't achieve. Today we achieved in a very important game for us, because definitely to win a derby after the experience we got on Millwall away, I think that we'll learn a bit on how to play against them, and the players understood that we needed to adjust some things, and definitely today all the credit for them, because they took the step forward that we needed.
How much of it comes down to obviously the quality that you could bring, but also to the determination and the spirit and the character that your players needed to bring to that match today?
Yeah, it's a massive part of football, isn't it, to play with personality. I think that many times we understand that we show personality when it's about duels and so on, but for me as well is to play with the braveness, about putting the ball on the ground, to break lines, to face 1v1 situations, to be brave to risk, so to say. So in that sense I'm very pleased about how the players are understanding this. But if we look, since I came here, I don't remember any single game. I've been talking before that perhaps Millwall away was our perhaps weak game so far, and still the team was pushing until minute 90 to get a result. So if something we cannot say about this team is that they are giving up because they are not doing it, I'm sure that they will never do it.
I thought we settled into the game quickly without doing much to hurt them. We settled into the game quickly. You know, I thought we were in a good place coming into this game. We've been playing quite well, a lot of confidence around our group, and we certainly knew what this is as a fixture in terms of how much it means to our fans. It's a derby, but also the kind of opponent we're playing against, where it's that situation where they're under pressure, so you know that if you can really step onto them early, you could maybe force that anxiety out of them a bit. And I thought we did settle immediately as the game started, but then, you know, after 5 or 10 minutes without creating anything, we kind of fell into a bit of a lull and lost clarity on our idea, and sort of started having a lot of the ball at the back without asking questions up the top end of the pitch like we have been doing recently. You know, then at times when it was going up there, we weren't securing it, or we weren't changing the pace of the game enough, and it all became like it looked a bit predictable from us, whereas when they were doing it, you know, they weren't playing much football in their build-up like they were last time we played them on Boxing Day, but when it was going in and around Armstrong and Dykes, you know, they were pinning us and fighting us and allowing players to feed off scraps, and I think that was the difference up either end of the pitch. A game of not a lot of quality, but we just, as you say, once we sort of fell into that lull after 10-15 minutes, we couldn't get out of it, and that's incredibly frustrating because I didn't see that coming. You don't want it to come in any game, but certainly in a fixture like this, you see what it means to our fans. I'm gutted for everyone that's travelled today, because we're better than that.
BBC Radio London,
the home of London football.
We are just about to get back underway at Bramall Lane, and as it stands, the points are shared.
Fornals now on to wings, central area of the pitch. Floodlights are coming on, played it right to Soufal, just outside the penalty, rolls it back to wings, inside the penalty. Can he get a right-footed shot off? He can, it's deflected. Here it comes, Cornet has scored. He's onside. Header comes in from Trusty to the back. Osula, fantastic save by Areola. Brereton Diaz latches onto it and slams it home for his first goal for Sheffield United. Fantastic goalkeeping from Areola, but Brereton Diaz was the quickest. On the half volley, right-footed into the roof of the net, and we're all square here at Bramall Lane.
Well, that is the story of the game so far. Can the Hammers find a way to turn 1 point into 3? Let's get you back to our commentary team of Sahel Sahi and Neil McDonald. And Sahel, I see that Sheffield United are making a change at the break.
Yes, they are. Ollie McBurney is coming on. Just waiting to see which player he's coming on for. We're waiting for the fourth official to put up the electronic board. The West Ham players are now emerging out from the tunnel right below us, the red covered tunnel, as it gets extended out ever so slightly to the edge of the technical areas, and he's coming on and replacing Ollie McBurney's replacing William Osula. So McBurney, he's got 3 goals in the Premier League, the current top scorer here at Sheffield United, alongside Cameron Archer, and also 3 own goals as well. So McBurney on for Osula at half-time, and we're about to get off and underway at the start of this second half, with Sheffield United's anthem being played, and now it will be cut short as we've kicked off at the start of this second half. Sheffield United attacking the Kop like they prefer to do so in the second 45 minutes, and West Ham, as Neil and I watch this game, Premier League football on BBC Radio London, digital sport, from right to left, attacking the Bramall Lane end of the ground where their supporters are, in the lower tier of that 2-tiered stand. All-seater stadium holds over 32,000. Good turnout on this wet now and partially windy Sunday afternoon. The rain is drizzling down, as we can see right high up here, perched in the main stand. Neil McDonald.
Still some quality play though, even though it is windy. Obviously, Sheffield United changed it. McBurney is up top now. Physical presence, tall presence. So they've got something to think about even more now. It's definitely going to go into him, and everybody support him. So let's see how they deal with that. But as I said to you before, David, everything that he wanted in the first half, he probably got, apart from conceding a goal, and end product and final product in the final third. So he's probably asked them to do that a little bit better in the second half. Let's see whether they do it.
Yeah, Brooks on to McBurney, just outside the penalty on the left-hand side, taken away from those two by the West Ham defence, and now Ings tries to move up to the halfway line, deflected out of play, so it's a throw-in for West Ham, 10 yards away from the halfway line on that right-hand side. So no changes at half-time from David Moyes. So Alphonse Areola is in goals. The back four is Soufal, Zuma, Mavropanos and Emerson. In midfield, Souček and Ward-Prowse, with Bowen, Fornals, Cornet, the goal scorer, and Ings up front. Sheffield United have made that one change. McBurney replacing Asula at the heart of their forward line. It's got 3 goals, as I mentioned, in the Premier League. It's 1-1 here. Early stages of the second half, live on BBC Radio London Sport, the home of London football, on this Sunday afternoon. Premier League football, and West Ham in all blue come over the halfway line. Fornals in some space, rolls it out to the right-hand side. The cross comes in from that right from Soufal. It takes the deflection. It's on the edge of the 6-yard box, still not cleared by the home-side's defence, and eventually Trusty gets it away. It's a throw for West Ham.
Soufal started the way he's finished the first half, getting forward, trying to cross the ball in there. They are getting to the final third very, very easily. So that'll please David, no problem whatsoever. They've obviously got to make sure that they're defending really well, but getting to that final third, picking a man out, being on the move inside the box will get in the second goal.
Throw in for West Ham midway inside Sheffield United's half, over on that far right hand side below the family stand. Here it comes, a long one. It's a header won by West Ham at the first point, but it's cleared away by the home side's defence. Now to Zuma with his black gloves on the arc of the centre circle inside Sheffield United's half. It's fired in towards Ings. He didn't manage to control it. Gives a round of applause to Fornals, but it's out for a goal kick to Sheffield United. 1-1.
Yeah, it's they're on the front foot, which is the main thing, so David will be pleased about that. He's scanning everything on the touchline there. Both managers actually are. So yeah, just keep on getting the ball down, keep on passing and moving the ball, keep on finding the spare man, get the cross in and get in the box. That's what they have to do. Certainly Soufal is doing that, even though he's a right back. He's getting forward, playing as a right winger, certainly when West Ham get the ball, and that's good.
McBurney swaps passes with the goal scorer Bertrand Diaz. Rolls it back now to Brooks. Midway inside West Ham's half on the left-hand side. Rolls it into the central area of the pitch. Souza fires it out to the right-hand side to Bogut. He's forced back a couple of yards by Cornet and sent back into their own half. Sheffield United with possession. Robinson edges over the halfway line, forward and left of the arc of the centre circle. Short and square it goes to his left-hand side. Fired now in to McBurney, controls once and then twice.
Not really pressing other, they're just holding the shape, letting them have it in front of them, which is good. But there will be a time when they'll have to engage. This is the time. That's good. And they've certainly got to stop the cross coming in the box, because McBurney's going to be a danger.
Yeah, nicely done
Good
by
defending.
Bogle. Well defended by the
defending.
captain.
Excellent, yes.
Zuma, Ings inside his own half, tries to lift it forward over the top of Ahmed Hodzic, but taken comfortably by Fodringham.
You'd fancy Bowen against him with a pace. Try to play it over the top, yeah, which is good. Just a little bit too strong, that was all, and too close to the goalkeeper.
Do you think Bowen's just playing within himself at the moment?
Well, he's just waiting for the ball, obviously. He's a good interlink player. I think he's, with all due respect, he's probably more dangerous coming from the outside than what he is back to goal. I wouldn't have said he was a out-and-out target man, which is sometimes when you play down the middle, and his movement from wide is exceptional. But he's played him down the middle now, and he's got to do his best with the team, which he's trying to do.
Yeah, McAtee with a cross. Oh, it's a teasing ball. It bounced up inside the 6-yard box, taken almost on the half volley by Areola. Good goalkeeping by the French international.
He watched it, didn't he? He watched it. That was a dangerous ball there.
They've won it back. Sheffield United. Harmer on the left-hand side. 5 minutes played in the second half. It's one apiece. Home side attacking the Kop. Right, they enjoy to do so in the second half of matches here at Bramall Lane. McAtee, some space just on the edge of the penalty area, rolls it out to the left hand side. Bertrand Diaz with a first time shot, right footed into the back of Soufal, spins out of play. It's a corner to the home side, Sheffield United.
They've definitely started the best 7 of that goal just before half time has given them a lift. Chris Wyler says, right, come on then, let's give it a right good go in front of the Kop. They're playing on the front foot, they're the ones in charge at the moment, and they're getting to the final third. Now here's a corner.
And under Chris Wilder, they've played 6 games in the top flight, won 1, drawn 1, lost 4. It's 1-1 here. Short corner kick, cross from the left-hand side, headed from Bogle and Diaz, but over the top it goes into the first couple of rows of seats of the Kop. That means it's a goal kick to West Ham.
Yeah, they're just mixing it up, aren't they? They're playing in the box, they're playing it short, which is there. He had a free header, but it was behind him anyway, so that was quite comfortable. But they haven't started off as well as what they had done in the first half, West Ham. They have to up the tempo, move the ball a little bit quicker, and get that interlink between the front ones. That's better. Go on then.
Yeah,
no,
Cornet,
he's not going to get there. No.
He's not getting there. Just
over
100
seconds, which is good.
Over the halfway line, it's 4 now.
First pass off. That's brilliant. Well, that's much better. But now they've got to get into it. Sheffield United's half, which they've failed to do so far, really, apart from one foray with the cross from Soufal on the right hand side.
It was a loose forward ball from Mavropanos, just apologising, I actually think, to his manager David Moyes, who's got his grey tracksuit bottoms and jacket on,
Big
hands
jacket,
firmly in
he's
his
probably
pockets.
got about 4 layers on because it is cold. We've got our gloves and our hats on, but he'll be fine now.
The early game in the Women's Super League finished Chelsea 3, Manchester United 1, a Lauren James hat-trick. Chelsea stay top of the division. Other London sides involved will be this evening. West Ham entertaining Tottenham. That game gets underway at 6:45. We'll have updates throughout the evening on our sports bulletins on BBC Radio London. It's 1-1 here, Premier League football. And Sheffield United have possession on the left-hand side, on the halfway line. They creep over into West Ham territory, inside the centre circle. Fired out to the right, sprayed out to the right. Now it's McAtee just edging infield to Harmer. He drills it forward, intercepted by Ward-Prowse. Midway inside his own half now. It's Fornals, all in blue for West Ham. Plays it short and square to his right. And West Ham have possession, and they're taking their time over this. They get over the halfway line now. Play back into their own half on the right-hand side. Sheffield United pressing West Ham, forced all the way back to their goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, they're obviously trying to be patient with the ball. They are moving it quick, which is good, but Sheffield United have got a good shape at the minute. They're playing off the front foot, which they probably didn't in the first half. They've just got to be patient and pick the right pass out, not to force it like they have done there. Now they've got to try and win it back. They set the traps in the first half and they won the ball a few times. They're just not close enough to set them traps at the moment in the second half, and Sheffield United are getting out, and that's why they're on top at the minute.
Yeah, they're winning second balls at the moment as the wind picks up around Bramall Lane. A few empty packets of crisp. There's a balloon inside Sheffield United's penalty area.
Definitely need to shift that more so than the bag, that's for sure. The bag's still there.
Stadium of Light, that balloon.
Yeah, it is, yeah. That was a long time ago, wasn't
it? It really was. It really was. Sunderland against Liverpool. McAtee dancing down the right-hand side. Good challenge from Cornet.
He's done well in defensive situation as well,
yeah.
not just attacking. He's working hard for the team, which is excellent. Emerson doesn't have to deal with a 1v1 at the minute, and when he has, he's dealt with it okay with McAtee, who is a dangerous player, by the way. Quite impressed with him so far.
Yeah, he's on loan from Manchester City.
Another one of the conveyor belt. Yep.
I think he's got a bright future wherever he ends up. McBurney, his socks are also rolled out. One there,
that's
lime
good
green boot
from Fornals. He's back in from the opposite side, same as Cornet.
McBurney first time into Brooks, overlapping left full back now to Harmer. This is all going on just outside West Ham's penalty area to our right. McAtee, his cross is deflected and loops up. Actually, referee says it's a handball.
Yeah, just flicked off his hand.
Yeah, flicked off Cornet's hand. It's a free kick now to Sheffield United, right of the D, a couple of yards outside West Ham's penalty area. Yeah, he did get his hands up.
Yeah,
turned his back and he got his hands up as well.
He wasn't even watching. How can that be a handball? some strange decisions sometimes. Okay, it's hit the hand. If that was in the box, right? If that was in the box, it wouldn't be a penalty. And yet he's given a free kick.
Yeah, I've always said that though, Neil. It's easier for the referees to make those
totally
decisions, don't they?
Outside the box,
the
yes,
box,
of course.
yeah.
But this is still a dangerous position.
Yeah, it's a couple of yards outside the penalty area.
Is Hammer going to let McAtee take this one? He's had a go first of all, so they're having a little argument. Right, let me have a go this time.
Yeah,
you hit the last one. You hit the last one.
Bogo comes in to have a word as well. 3-man wall for West Ham. Bowen's 5 yards further back. It's Harmer who takes it, dinks it to the far post. McBurney's there, heads it back in, controls on his chest. It's flicked over. Is it flicked over by Areola, or ends up on the roof of the net by McBurney? It's a goal kick to West Ham. So Areola didn't get a touch. It's 1-1.
That was definitely a free kick on the training ground. Everybody moved to the front post. McBurney stayed where he was, chested it, and then tried to hit a volley right across the goal, just a little bit too high. But again, just by something innocuous, like a free kick with a handball, which I didn't think it was. It obviously hit his hand, but he turned his hand. And then that's a dangerous part. This is part of Sheffield United's make-up, scoring goals from free kicks and corners, because they find it very difficult to score an open play. Even though they have scored one today, they haven't scored many.
Just a balloon update. It's been squashed. It's off the pitch now.
For that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you saw that.
Zuma clears. Right-footed volley to the halfway line. Sheffield United have possession in their left full-back area, rolled all the way back to the old silver, I'd say, of West Fodringham, his outfit, and plays it to his right.
Whitey Silver, I agree with
yeah. Out of play.
But West Ham aren't having their own way, which they did in the first half. They haven't started off well in the second half. Sheffield United have, and they've got to just up the tempo a little bit. Yeah, too easy on Ings there.
McAtee wins it back. Bertrand Diaz is onside. Bertrand Diaz inside the penalty. Can he make it too? Oh, he screws his shot wide. Horribly wide. His goal was clinical. That shot was awful. It's a goal kick to West Ham, and they breathe a huge sigh of relief. Just looking down at David Moyes. He's frustrated. He's having a word with Danny Ings. It's a goal kick to West Ham. It's 1-1.
He's got to be a lot stronger holding that ball up. He lost the ball, and that gave him a chance to come through, to play the ball in behind. I think that was really good goalkeeping from Areola, because he didn't let him side-footed in the near post. He made him go across the goal. He's cut the neck off. So even though he missed the target, he didn't save it. For me, that was really good goalkeeper. He forced Bertrand Diaz to hit that shot there, wide of the goal.
Yeah, he screwed it wide. I think his goal, the way he latched onto it, was a harder finish. Actually, it was on the half volley as well. But yeah, sometimes you've got this time he had more to think about.
Yeah,
didn't
he had a little bit more time, and sometimes when you have a little more time, it doesn't come natural. Now he's either going to go side foot, which he did, or he go laces and he beats the goalkeeper right through the middle of the goalkeeper. But as I said to you before, the goalkeeper did really well. He forced him to go wide on the right. He didn't hit the target, so he's done his job as a goalkeeper in a 1v1 situation there.
Yeah, Sheffield United on top in these 14 minutes played in the second half. 1 apiece here at Bramall Lane. If you're just joining us on BBC Radio London, the home of London football, Cornet with his first goal in the colours of West Ham, which are all blue, by the way, today. After 28 minutes, then Bertrand Diaz on his debut as well for Sheffield United on loan from Villarreal, equalised just before half-time. Sheffield United have come out after the break and they've really been on top, but Ings is sprung away on the counter-attack. Now to Cornet, just outside penalty, left-footed shot, it's blocked. Fornals has time. Cornet's in his way. He's lying on his backside inside the penalty area. Emerson helps him out. West Ham with possession on the left-hand side, and it's won back by Sheffield United, and they've won a throw-in, and that attack peters out for absolutely nothing.
It does peter out, and that, listen, Ings won the ball back really good, so they're ready to press, which is excellent, but the final pass and the final shot and the final touch in around the back has been very, very slack, and that's the first chance to really get at the Sheffield United defence in the first half. So it's took them 15 minutes to wake up.
Yeah, Zuma and McBurney in a wrestle. Referee allows play to continue. 50-50, he saw that. McAtee on the right hand side, edging towards the penalty area. Stands on the ball using his studs. Now to Bogle, creeps inside the area with a shot first time by Brooks. It's deflected by Mavropanos, took the sting out of it.
Just as well he went with the left foot there, because if he had gone with the right foot, that would have been trouble. Good defending, stood his ground. But I think Brooks should have went with the right foot there, not the left foot.
It's hard for David Moyes, isn't it? Because at the moment the momentum is in the favour of Sheffield United. And when you look down on the bench and you want to change things,
so that was I was saying, is it time to make a change? But oh my goodness me, he hasn't got much to change it with, has he? So the boys out there have got to keep on working hard. They've got to not lose their emotions, keep their emotions intact. They know what they have to do, and then as I keep on saying, that is the rule of the day. Have a little bit of care. Have a little bit of care in the final third.
That's the voice of Neil MacDonald, former assistant manager at this wonderful football club West Ham when Sam Allardyce was in charge. Just bringing you up to date, right up to date with the scores across the country. Only one other Premier League game today, Bournemouth-Liverpool. That kicks off at 4:30. In the Championship, it ended at Ellen Road, Leeds 2, Preston 1. In the Women's Super League, Chelsea beat Manchester United 3-1. Lauren James with a hat-trick there. West Ham take on Tottenham at 6:45. Tuesday night, we'll keep you up to date with Chelsea League Cup semi-final, second leg. They're leading Middlesbrough by a 1-0 and trailing, beg your pardon, against Middlesbrough by 1-0. And then live full match commentary from Craven Cottage on Wednesday of Fulham-Liverpool, and it's 2-1 in favour of Liverpool from the first
West Ham
leg.
look as though they're going to make a change. It looks as though it's Johnson, actually. I'm not quite sure. He's just run down the touchline there. So it'll be interesting to see who he actually takes off and who he plays in that position. Because he's a right back, he can't play left back as well. If it was Johnson, I'm almost sure it was him.
Yeah, Ward-Prowse now out to the right-hand side to Bowen. Lots of litter on the pitch. It's windy in this part of the world in South Yorkshire. The rain has halted momentarily. The floodlights are on here at Bramall Lane, and West Ham have possession below the John Street family stand, right opposite from where Neil and I are watching this game, right high up at the back of the main stand.
It's a brilliant stadium now since they filled it all in. It's all, well, obviously they all have to be all seated, but I've been here in the past when, you know, it looked like a shack across the far side, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's what you get with good football. That's what you get with getting into the Premiership, getting lots of money, using that for infrastructure to try and attract much better players. But if you get relegated, get back in the Premiership, which they have. So they've got the riches, and they've got a battle to stay into the Premiership this time. It's always going to be difficult, newly promoted, but they're giving it a decent shot here today. They're holding their own, that's for sure. But a long throw from Soufal now.
Yeah, towards the 6-yard box. It's not cleared. Onto the chest of Fornals, left side of the penalty area. And now it's cleared by Sheffield United. McAtee just over the halfway line on the right-hand side in front of his manager. Stopped momentarily by Emerson, helped out by Fornals.
Back. They outnumbered him there, didn't they?
And now Ings has it. Turns. Runs into the centre area of the pitch. Plays it out to the right-hand side. Bowen inside the penalty area. On his left foot. Tries to get on there. He ran into the big, impressive figure of Vinny Souza. And he took the ball away from Bowen.
He come inside and he closed the gap down. So that was a 2v1 situation. That was brilliant defending, helping his defenders out. Bowen just made a half yard, ready to pull his foot back. Sosa got across there and won the ball back. So that was much better from Ings. That was a much better pass. And as you see, little rotation now. Cornet playing up front, Bowen playing on the on the right hand side. Ings still playing in behind. Fornals on the left. So they've just had a little bit of a change to see where that makes a difference. And Bowen's starting to get on the ball now, a lot better.
West Ham took the lead, pegged back just before half-time. 64 minutes played. It's Sheffield United 1, West Ham 1. BBC London, the home of London football, on your dial this afternoon. It's Brooks with a flick back to Bertrand Diaz, just outside the penalty area, falls down inside it. No one there.
Great defending from.
Yeah, no one tripped him up, but he did trip up.
Yeah.
Was it Soucek he tripped up?
Great defending from Soucek again, helping him. That's part of his job. Him and Ward-Prowse, his job is to try and help the back four out. He certainly did it there, and that looked like a free kick. Just as well it was, by the way, because Brooks was through one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
When you look at Sheffield United's bench, because I can see Cameron Archer about to come on, Neil.
Right, okay.
You can see the strength in depth there as well. They've got Rhian Brewster on the bench as well. Oliver Norwood, Reece Norrington-Davis, Ben Osborne, and that's before you get into the one or two youngsters.
That's obviously forwards. When you've got at least a couple of forwards to come on to try and change it with a little bit of pace, a little bit of strength, a little bit of height, you know, that helps. But David's struggling with that a little bit, I think. So it'll be interesting to see who comes on, whether he changes the formation, whether he changes. Obviously, he's going to change the personnel if he makes a change.
Do you think Ben Johnson can play in midfield?
I think he can play. He might actually go as a three of a back and play wing. He might go to a wing back system. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. I wouldn't have thought he'd bring Kufal out. He's full of running at the minute. So it'll be interesting to see whether that's a straight swap. You know, Berreton causing a few problems to a certain extent, but no, it'll be interesting to see who's going to take off.
Yeah, Chris Wilder wants to make the change, so Cameron Archer is coming on.
He's a danger.
Yeah, Berreton Diaz on his Premier League debut for Sheffield United, and the goal scorer as well for Sheffield United, making way for Cameron Archer.
I can see why he's taking him off. He has been a danger, to be fair. Yeah, okay, coming into the Premiership, coming in from loan. He's played in the Championship before, but it you know, making sure that he doesn't get injured, overtext himself, overstretch himself, and not a bad change this, because this kid can play and he's really direct as well.
Yeah, he's got 3 goals in the top flight as well.
Yeah, top scorer with 3.
Yeah, alongside McBurney as well.
Good,
yeah, I know it doesn't.
It doesn't sound good, but
the stat you mentioned as well to Lucy in the pre-match, only 15 goals.
Yeah, that's
in the Premier League.
That's why they're at the bottom.
They've got 16 now. Yeah,
that's why they're at the bottom.
Such a tough division. They were impressive last year in the Championship.
Well, so were Burnley, so were Luton.
Yeah,
and
it's amazing, isn't it?
It is difficult. You're playing against top-class players, aren't you? Who really punish the mistakes more so than what the Championship does. That's for sure.
Bowen intercepts a loose ball from the Sheffield United captain Ahmed Hodzik inside the half now. He gets tackled from behind. He gets pushed actually from behind from Harmer. So it's a free kick to West Ham. Ben Johnson is just receiving some instructions from Kevin Nolan, one of the assistants.
That'll be all the free kicks and corners. That'll be all the free kicks and corners, definitely. I think Kevin does that, doesn't he? Kevin Nolan.
He does.
He's a free kick.
He's in charge.
He's a free kick. I'm not saying that he does the free kicks, but he's obviously, that's his responsibility on match day.
And Billy McGinley, I can see as well, one of the other assistants of David Moyes, to his just behind him, over his right shoulder. Emerson over the halfway line with the yellow ball.
That's
he gets tackled by
That's
Brooks.
A yellow card.
Foul
I'm very
tackle.
surprised we didn't get a yellow card for that.
The young man, Andre Brooks, yes, he's received a card.
There we go, free kick again. So this is especially with Ward-Prowse taking the free kicks, this is half a chance for West Ham now. Got all the big guns going up. Look, Zuma's going up, Souček's up, Bourne's in the middle, Ings is in there, so they've got plenty big men and movement inside the box. Interesting to see whether if they score here, whether he makes the change straight away or whether he leaves it for a little bit.
Let's see. Ward-Prowse will take this free kick. 10 yards in from this left-hand touchline, 15 yards away from the penalty area. No wall really for him. Ward-Prowse loops it up. Header comes in from Mavropanos. He's disappointed actually. Got onto it first connection. First contact, but looped up and over into the West Ham supporters in the lower tier of the Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 1, West Ham 1, and here's the change, Neil. Ben Johnson is coming on, waiting to see what number pops up. Maxwell Cornet. Now that's a surprise because he's done a lot of work as well, tracking back. So
yeah, he has, but he hasn't had much on the attacking side, so that's maybe why he's made the change. Interesting to see where Johnson goes. He's just gone straight in midfield. He's going to push, so he's going to be a sitter with Souček, and Ward-Prowse maybe a little bit further forward. Certainly the change with Fornells on the left and Bourne on the right with Ings down the middle. It's still attacking, it's still forward thinking, that's for sure.
Yeah, so Johnson.
So he's definitely part of a 3 in midfield.
Midfield, isn't it? Yeah.
He'll be a sitting 2 when they haven't got the ball, and he'll be trying to get forward with fresh legs when West Ham have the ball.
So it's 1-1. 2 goal scorers off for both Sheffield United and West Ham. Berreton Diaz for Sheffield United.
Yeah,
and
that's amazing, isn't
it?
it?
For West Ham. Sheffield United with possession with McAtee on his left foot, just outside the penalty area, trying to curl it, bend it into the far post. Took too long. And eventually screwed it wide. It's a goal kick to West Ham. 1-1.
He's finding them little pockets just really good. Just that little bit more experience. This is why he's been sent out on loan, right? Because he's probably been training with the Manchester City players, yes, of course, with the first team, and then he gets opportunities. He just has that extra touch. Sometimes it's well worth pulling the trigger. It's well worth taking a shot without having to try and actually beat somebody, and he might hit the target better there. He's just had one too many touches. West Ham closed him down really well, and the shot was wide. So that's experience, and went to take the shot a little bit earlier.
Goal kick taken by Areola. in all lime green to our right hand side. Goalkeeper's hands look big in their gloves these days. He's got black gloves on. Mavropanos went through the back of McBurney. McBurney felt that. Fell down on his chest. Free kick to Sheffield United.
He's normally doing that to the defenders, to be fair. But that's good. Just gets up, gets on with it. Which is what you want. You know, football is a physical game, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't want to take the physicality out.
Well,
of
that's what people want to come and see, don't they? Putting your body on the line, trying your best. And sometimes that's physical contact.
So free kick, McAtee will take it left-footed into the penalty area. It's looped up, headed away by Zuma. Good. Out to the right-hand side, Johnson controls and then just clears right-footed.
Great decision from Areola not to come for that there. You would have been in big trouble because there was loads of players in front of him. Let the defenders deal with that. Zuma dealt with it, headed it wide, and then Johnson's cleared it. Now they have to defend a long throw-in coming in the box. Can they do it better than what they did just before half-time? Although it's gone short this time.
Yeah, Robinson plays it short. Midway inside West Ham's half on the left-hand side. Cross comes into the penalty area, headed towards the right-hand side. McAtee's there. He's absolutely everywhere in and around the penalty box. Now Sousa pulls it back, looking for McBurney, well defended by Fornals. West Ham struggling to clear, and now they do so.
Well, that was good defending though. As I say, they're being very patient in the defending. Majority of time, they're not overcommitting, they're not trying to make a foul. Just waiting for the ball to come there. They've won the ball back. Now they're in a counter-attack. Now they just stepped up the pace a little bit, to be fair. They're starting to dictate the pace a little bit more now. Is that Sheffield United having a little bit of a rest? That remains to be seen.
Yeah, Ings has it. Ings just outside penalty. Right for the shot, taking a deflection. Good save by Foderingham. Low down to his left-hand side. He had to dance a couple of yards away to his left-hand side. Ings testing him, stinging his palms. It's still 1-1.
Yeah, that was a really good shot. He made the space for himself. He's hit the target. That's the first time they've hit the, is that the first time they've hit the target in 72 minutes in the second half? That's their first shot. But because as I say, they're just starting to get back on track now. They're dictating the play.
Yeah, nice turn by Johnson over the halfway line, stretching his legs on the left-hand side. Needs support.
Brilliant run. He does need support.
Good cross, left-footed. Really good cross.
Good.
Did well there, Ben Johnson.
He's definitely got another string to his bow. Must have been playing midfield when he was a younger lad. Seen him more play right back and left back, but he can get up and down the pitch as well, as what West Ham need.
Sheffield United on the counter-attack, just outside the penalty area, being encouraged to shoot right-footed.
And Zuma closed down, pulled
well
his foot
blocked.
back. As soon as you pull your foot back, the defender's got to close down. That's what Zuma did there. That's brilliant defending again.
That was Cameron Archer with the effort. Brooks comes in off the left full-back area. And Sheffield United with possession. They're attacking the Kop in the second half. It's 1-1 with 16 minutes to play. Premier League football on your home of London Football, BBC London. West Ham having to defend in all blue. They're attacking from right to left as Neil and I watch this game right at the back of the main stand. Fantastic view here at Bramall Lane. And now it's Bogle. Turns, puts a cross in, looking for McBurney, headed away from Mavropanos, helped on by Souček. And he plays it forward to Ings. Ings rolls Ahmed Hodgson and gives it to Bowen.
Yeah,
He just struggles for some pace.
Two
But
free kicks.
He's been pushed off the ball. Yeah, free kick to West Ham.
One on Bowen, yeah. He played, I thought that was really good from the ref. He played advantage there, that's good, but he's calling him back. That was a yellow. He was always going to get a yellow card later on as the ball went on. Yeah, just took him out there, didn't he? But they're getting the first pass off, they're winning the ball back, they're starting to drive forward now. Would West Ham take the draw? No, they don't want the draw, they want the win because they want to try and close that gap to the top four. Try and get as high as they possibly can in the league. Would Sheffield United take the draw? Yes, probably, but they've still got a chance. It's one each, so I think it can go anywhere. Whoever definitely, if there's another goal, whoever scores the next goal is going to win the game.
Yeah, I agree, Neil. Sheffield United have lost their last two away to Man City 2-0 and here at home to Luton by 3-2 without a win in their last four, while West Ham 4 unbeaten. Drawn the last one at home to Brighton on the 2nd of January. Sheffield United player Trusty is down, one of their three centre halves. Bowen's looking on bemused. This is in the left full-back area. And then West Ham beaten Arsenal, Manchester United and Wolves without conceding. So an impressive run for them in the Premier League, and also this season away from home, Neil, they've beaten both Tottenham and Arsenal. They haven't done that in a long time.
As I said, they played 10 games and they've won 5 games away from home, drawn 1, so they've only lost 4. That's excellent form away from home, you know, because they're not easy places to go to. And this isn't an easy place to go to. And we said about if they're not switched on, if they're not playing at 100%, if they don't get the tactics right, it's going to be a difficult game. It's a close game at the minute. I wouldn't say it's difficult. It's a close game. And as we said before, I think it can go either way at the minute. It really can. But let's hope that West Ham, now they're dictating the place with the ball, can they take the chance that comes along? Because I think one more goal from West Ham will win the game.
Yeah, 14 minutes to play on BBC Radio London. It's 1 apiece, and Sheffield United, the home side, have possession. Just shy of the halfway line, forced all the way back to their goalkeeper, Wes Fodringham, who clears left-footed in the direction of Soufal, who's underneath it. Powerful header over the halfway line. Picked up on the second option, second bounce from Sheffield United. Souza switches play from left to right to Bogle, who wants to come in field. Well won back by Fornals. He pinched that back, but he's giving it away. Straight back to the red and white shirts of Sheffield United, black shorts and socks, and Zuma under pressure from McAtee. Rolls it back to Areolu, clears right-footed up to the halfway line, onto the chest of Bowen, who controls and
He's
gets
much
it back.
better in that position, I'm telling you.
Johnson in midfield now, runs through the centre circle, plays it short and square to his left to Emerson. Overlapping left fullback, now to Fornals, first time on to Johnson. Johnson gets pushed in the back, keeps his balance, rolls it back to Fornals, fires it into Ings. Nice flick by him. Ings inside the penalty. He's tripped, he's fouled. The referee points to the penalty spot. Ings has won a penalty for West Ham with 13 minutes to play, 1 apiece.
No, that's really good play, first of all, down the left-hand side. A really quick ball into him and a fantastic turn. He lost the defender, rode away from the defender, and the defender's brought him down. That's brilliant play by Ings. Super turn, change of pace, and a penalty. Here's a chance. Here's a chance to win the game.
Really good build-up from West Ham.
Brilliant.
Patient,
really
wasn't
good.
it?
Well, they have
patient. And Ings tricked his way past Robinson.
Yeah, definitely penalty.
And
definitely penalty.
Harmer with the nibble.
I think VAR will be looking at that saying, yep, definitely penalty. Don't have to look at it from any different angle. Certainly wasn't offside. He's got a little bit of luck on when he turned, but a fantastic turn. And yep, penalty.
So it's James Ward-Prowse who's got hold of the football, the yellow football. We're only hopefully a couple of weeks away from that disappearing. That means we're heading into spring.
Right in front of his
the West Ham supporters, to our left.
Just if this ball hits the back of the net, you just watch all of them.
So it's 1-1. We've got 12 minutes to play. We're live on BBC Radio London, the home of London football. Ward-Prowse.
Where's he going, left or right?
I think he will go to the right of the goalkeeper, in front of the West Ham supporters in the lower tier of the Bramwell. And here he comes, right-footed, right down the middle. And that's the second. He runs away to celebrate with the West Ham United supporters, who are absolutely jubilant. And the scoreboard reads with 11 minutes to play, Sheffield United 1, West Ham United 2.
Well deserved. I think definitely Sheffield United started off the best, but now they're forcing the issue. Now they're showing why West Ham are in the top 6. Now they're showing why West Ham are undefeated in so many games, yes. 4-1 in the league, and they've hardly conceded a goal. That was well worked, well deserved, and a clinical finish. We said it might have gone left or right there. He's gone down the middle. He showed composure. Fantastic finish. Now, what they're going to do? Instructions off the manager. Are they going to change the shape and go nice and tight? Are they just going to do what they're going to do? Because Sheffield United, they're going to have to come out. They're going to have to try and get the second goal. That leaves spaces, and it might be 9 times out of 10 that the space is there for somebody else to take, and it might end up being 3-1, but 2-1's enough. Let's see whether they can finish the game off.
So a couple of changes. Norrington Davis on for Sheffield United, and Rian Brewster as well. Just trying to
last throw of the dice. Last throw of the dice for Sheffield United.
Who were the changes? So Andre Brooks has come off, and not quite sure who the second player is coming off there as they sprint around. So Brooks is one, and Norrington Davis and Brewster on. And is that Jaden Bogle?
Yeah.
No, Bogle's still on.
No, Bogle's still on.
Yeah, so Brooks, I'll wait to see his turns around and comes in. So it's Trusty Trusty's come off, so Norrington Davis has taken his place. Cross from the right-hand side from Bogle, headed away.
Look who's headed it away again, by the way. Unbelievable, isn't he?
Your man.
He's unbelievable in the air. He really is. I think he's landed poorly on his left ankle, like so. But he does get back. He is box to box. A real danger in the attacking area, but he's fantastic for the defenders. He tracks his man back and he gets his head on it in important situations. He's played really well today, by the way.
Yeah, it's Thomas Souček we're talking about. He's got back up. That might have been clever, actually, just to take the sting off this attack.
Soufal's stretching his hamstrings off. Hopefully he can get through the rest of the game. He should be okay. Interested to see whether they do take him off, whether he signals to the bench. Just been trying to watch everybody.
It's Ward-Prowse's fourth Premier League goal of the season.
The shape's really good, by the way.
Really solid, isn't
Sheffield United are going to find it very difficult to break them down now, unless somebody switches off and makes a bad mistake.
It's a 4-1-4-1, isn't it, Neil, with Souček or Ward-Prowse?
The first pass off now. Oh, advantage referee, come on.
West Ham won't mind that though, Neil.
Yeah, very true.
Leading by 2-1.
Souček on the floor again.
Just break up the play.
Come on, I was across there and you never said anything to me, and I've come across here. Can I have the physio on, please?
I have a feeling David Moyes won't make another change now, maybe into stoppage time if there's a lengthy period. I've got a feeling he's quite happy with what he's got out there on the pitch.
Yeah, I think Sheffield United attacks have gone less and less, of course, yes. Areola hasn't had much to do. Defenders are really on top, the shape's really good. Now bringing somebody else on, can they get to the pace of the game? Can they stay with the man if they're supposed to? So everybody's switched on, everybody's okay at the minute, so I agree with you, he probably won't make another change.
So Areola with this free kick, midway inside his own half, central area of the pitch, fires it out towards Sheffield United's left full-back area, headed back into West Ham's half. Zuma now clears right-footed, sent back into West Ham's half. Ball's just pinging back and forth in between the two centre halves and just evading everyone in midfield. Wind picks up again around Bramall Lane into the last 8 minutes. West Ham leading by 2-1.
I'm not sure which way the wind's going actually, because it's swirling,
it's just
isn't
swirling.
It? Yeah.
Looking at the corner flags, not really giving a clue.
No, they're not, are they?
It's more the rubbish on the pitch. Lots of packets of crisps.
And sweetie bags, I can see, because I've got my glasses on. No sweeties from us today, anyway.
No, we've just
enjoyed,
a
brownie.
Yeah, just a brownie or two.
Good.
On the halfway line, West Ham in possession in all blue. Bowen tries to trick it and lift it around Norrington Davis. And Robinson fires it out to Davis. Souza plays it infield to Harmer, who fouled Ings. And that was the awarding of the penalty.
Are playing very, very narrow.
Yeah, Johnson wins it back.
Making that 4 really solid. Obviously they change their position when it goes down their side, but here we go.
Yeah, good counter-attack by West Ham. Infield it goes. Johnson 10 yards outside the penalty. I think he wanted to shoot.
Yeah,
Ings took it off him. Now Bowen inside the area. Left-footed shot. Oh, just over the top it goes. That was close. Oh, so very close from Jarrod Bowen. 11 Premier League goals this season. 7 away from the London Stadium. He was wanting that to be number 8. But West Ham lead by 2-1.
Really good play, interlink play. Yeah, Johnson wanted to have a shot, but Ings took control of that. Really good ball to Bowen. I was half expecting it to hit the back of the net, which he should have done in the first half, to be fair, because he does come inside really good and picks his spot, but not that time.
Ward-Prowse wins it back, but just shoved off the ball by Archer, so it rolls all the way back to Fodringham. Sheffield United 1, West Ham 2. More live football coming up this week on BBC Radio London. We'll have updates on Chelsea Middlesbrough in the League Cup semi-final on Tuesday.
Good closing down by Johnson, excellent. That's fresh legs. Somebody who wants to try and win the ball back, force the ball back, the goalkeeper, really good.
Middlesbrough leading 1-0 in the first leg. And then live commentary from Craven Cottage of the second leg of Fulham versus Liverpool. Fulham trailing by 2-1. I think that's going to be an exciting night on the banks of the River Thames. Live, of course, on BBC Radio London. Last 5 minutes now here at Bramall Lane. And West Ham, are they about to make it 4th successive victory in the top flight over Sheffield United?
Oh,
Ings,
lovely turn.
nice to Ward-Prowse.
That's what you want off a forward, getting all of the ball, turning, playing on the front foot, find the spare man. But look who's making the overlap again. He's never going to catch that.
It was Soufal down the right hand side.
Watch him straight back now. That's a proper foot. He's a proper full-back in back.
Yeah, so much energy.
Yeah, really good. I thought he was stretching his calves up before, his hamstrings or his groins or whatever, but He must have stretched him off really well now because he's still full of energy. Brilliant.
So West Ham leading by 2-1. They took the lead through Cornet. Peg back from Ben Berriton Diaz just before half-time. James Ward-Prowse from the penalty spot after 79 minutes has put them firmly back in control. And McAtee with a header from Mavropanos. McAtee slams it into the chest of Zuma. He played with his hands behind the back. He's almost done the splits. He's on the floor. But play will be allowed to continue. McBurney tried to get his way past Souček. Zuma's still down. I think he's hurt his groin. He's in some agony there. The referee's not stopped play. Ings clears it out. And Kevin Nolan just calling Ogbonna. And I think he might be getting ready. Zuma almost did the splits there.
Yeah, he did.
In the in defending inside the penalty area.
I think it looks as though I'm not so sure that was a foul. I think he just slipped.
He slipped, didn't he? He didn't
lucky
slip.
to get away with it, and then when they won the ball back, who was the one who cleared it again? Souček back in a position. Brilliant. But this would be a straight swap. This wouldn't be making the team any weaker whatsoever if Ogbonna come on. It's a really good substitution if he's ready.
So
Zuma won't want to come off, by the way.
No. He's receiving some treatment. Maybe just needs...
Just killed the momentum of Sheffield United, hasn't it?
Yeah. Ogbonna's stripped off, though.
Yeah, he's ready to go. Yeah, come on, Gaffer, put me on.
Oh, actually, Kevin Nolan's
saying put a bit on, because he's fine.
Yeah.
They've got the old little mics on the physios. Yes, he's okay, he's fine, just give us a minute. Yep. Cold water, a little bit of a drink. Yeah, he's ready to come back on. Ogbonna, put your top back on, son. You're not going on.
You still get appearance money when you these days? Do players get no?
Kidding, aren't you? The fortunes that they earn, they don't need appearance money, do they?
Couple of more changes now for Sheffield United. Or is it one more?
Yeah, but the one. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's Oliver Norwood. He's coming on, replacing Vinny Souza in midfield.
They want games under the belt. That's why they want to play. They're not bothered. Well, I wouldn't have thought they're bothered about appearance money, considering how much a Premiership players paid, but they want the games under the belt. So when they finish playing, they've said I've played 500, 600, 400 games, and that's a really good return and a really good career. Certainly, if you won something, these players have won something, haven't they? Won a trophy last year.
Yeah,
majority of them. So that's what it's all about.
Europa Conference League beating Fiorentina.
Brilliant, and they're still in.
They are in the last 16 years, so they've got a lot to look forward to.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Closing in on the top four as well.
And West Ham supporters wouldn't thank me for this, but it might be a blessing in disguise that they're out the cup.
Yeah, here comes Ings, right side of the penalty area. Cleared away, falls to 4 now. Ward-Prowse got in the way, shot over the top from Johnson into the upper tier of the Bramall Lane end above the West Ham supporters, but they're in good spirits now.
Even though he's a full-back, probably no problem at all playing in midfield, but that was a full-back finish.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Was.
But yes,
I think you're right about the FA Cup, though. I think,
listen, you still have to try and win the game without a shadow. David would want to try and win both games. Liverpool in the EFL Cup, and certainly Bristol City. You would expect to win that game, but sometimes you have a bad game. But he's got the top 4 to aim for, and he's still in the European Cup, which is absolutely brilliant for the season that they're having.
Into the last minute of the 90, McAtee taking on Zuma, clips in the cross, taken comfortably by Areola. Starfish jump from the French international on the edge of his 6-yard box.
Lovely safe hands.
And just quickly as well, Neil, after today, West Ham have got 10 complete days off before they take Bournemouth on the 1st of February.
2 things they'll need it, because the games have been coming left, right and centre, and they've all been very difficult games. They've got injuries, which gives them a chance to get over and get fit. They might actually go away for heat training, which is great, because the players have been wrapped up. They need that vitamin D on their body. They need a little bit of heat, and it's fantastic what a little bit of a break does. So it'll be interesting to see where they go and use their break to restart themselves again for the final hit.
And maybe have their 2 players back from the African Cup of Nations, Agard and Kudos.
Well, all depends on whether they get knocked out, whether they go all the way. Oh my goodness me!
Yeah.
That's a yellow.
That was late.
That's
actually,
a yellow.
From
that's a poor tackle, that may go to VAR.
Ian Brewster.
VAR, that by the way.
On Emerson.
Silly tackle.
Been surrounded around now. Areola's even sprinted out from his goal line. We're into stoppage time. 6 minutes of stoppage time to be played. And Brewster's
He's gone off his feet there and showed his studs,
Yeah,
by the way.
he has.
Interested to see what VAR does.
Referee
That's
told him
yellow,
to
yeah.
come, and
Okay.
he's
Yeah,
shown
yeah.
him a yellow card. Ryan Brewster. Lucky, do you think, Neil, not
Yeah,
to be
very
shown?
much so, very much so. That's an immature tackle, that, without a shadow of a doubt. Oh yeah, that was very forceful.
Yeah, he took Emerson off his,
just off
feet,
his feet
as well.
Okay, I'll give
Oh,
that.
that was really late.
That's what I'm saying.
Is it too late now? Because the referee's shown him a yellow card.
Yellow card. He's the. Oh my goodness
The
me.
more and more you look at that,
Wow.
he comes sliding in.
Now, okay, this is my gripe, right? The referee's watched it in match pace,
Yeah,
and he said
slowed
straight away yellow card. Now you watch a replay, and it sometimes look worse. Oh, look, he's gone VAR. He's going to get the red card.
He's
Yeah, by the
been
way.
told
Yeah.
to go over to the far side, which is the John Street stand here
That
at
might-
Bramall Lane. The monitor will pop up. He's been told to have a look at it. But I think you're right. The more and more you look at it in slow motion, the nastier it looks. Emerson had the ball in the left fullback area. Brewster comes sliding in, and he didn't get any connection whatsoever.
He's in a really good
with the
place
ball.
there. Nobody in front of him. You can see the tackle, right? It is late. It is off his feet, and he gave a yellow card.
Yeah.
Now, because I've seen it from all different angles and it's slowed down, you know, who's actually refereeing again? That's a question I'd ask. Who is the referee who's there, and he's been in the game? He's had a really good game. Yeah, that is late. It is dangerous, I must admit, and he's given a yellow card.
He's actually gone diving in with both of his feet. He's
Yeah,
definitely
off
his
the feet.
right foot is off the ground,
He's off
isn't
his
it?
feet.
Referee's taking his time,
It
isn't
wouldn't
he, Neil?
surprise me if he gets a red card. But he give a yellow card when he's seen that.
Yeah, here he comes. The referee, Michael Salisbury. The VAR referee's Robert
Yeah,
Jones, by the way.
yellow's rubbed out. That's a
Yeah,
red.
the yellow's rubbed off.
Yeah,
and
that's a red.
it's a straight red for the young man.
Immature tackle.
And it was already
Yeah.
gone. So for the final 5 minutes, Sheffield United are now down to 10 men. And Brewster, it's not a yellow, it's a straight red, meaning it's a 3-game ban, 2-game ban. And
yeah, they can't afford to lose any of that.
if it goes to 3, Sue Fowles just shown a yellow card as well. Maybe
That's probably for dissent. He's laughing. I can see him with my glasses here. He's laughing away there. My goodness me, what have I got a yellow card for? He needs to talk in Czech instead of English, and the referee wouldn't know what he was saying.
West Ham out to make another change, and it's one of their young teenagers who's coming on, but he's made 6 Premier League appearances.
Yeah, he's not a novice.
Yeah.
Well, he is a novice, but he's not a novice, if you know what I mean.
Divine Mubama is coming on.
He's not bad, actually.
He's not. He plays down the middle.
Yeah.
7 appearances in all competitions,
Great
6 in the
competition
top
for the
flight.
young lads. Playing in the top team, in the top half of the team. Brilliant experience if he comes on. Hopefully he's got the time to come on. Hopefully he gets a touch. I hate people coming on and not getting a touch. I played my part in it though in the 2-1 win.
Yeah. Bedroom.
He's not going to have time, I don't think.
No, he rolls it out to the far side. West Fodringham is cleared away by Sheffield United's defence. It's gone flat now around Bramall Lane.
I'm not surprised. There we go.
Some of the home supporters are leaving. Bowen gets it just outside the penalty area. Runs from the central area of the pitch. Fornals takes it off him. Goes back into the central zone. Ward-Prowse out to the right. Soufal with a low cross. Ings, can he score? It's
handball.
blocked. And it's blocked to the second attempt as well.
Oh, that looked like a handball to me.
Goes down, Ings. I thought has he gone down injured or frustrated?
Nah, he's kicking, he's punching the ground.
He's hobbling as well at the moment. He's frustrated,
trying
really.
to say that he's lost his balance, but that was a poor finish. He's had some really
He's
good
had
chances,
some chances,
by the way, to
hasn't
score
he?
a goal, hasn't he?
Not scored in 11 months.
No, well, you can see why.
Rolls
He's
it
getting
back.
into them positions, that's the main thing. He's not hiding, which sometimes you expect when somebody can't score.
Yeah, Ward-Prowse inside the penalty. Oh, just overrun.
My goodness me.
You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. Just
He
a
had
lack of concentration.
Yeah, he had space in front of him. It's a goal
But
kick to the home side.
He's done his job with the rest of the team.
And it's Danny Ings.
Yeah.
Who's coming off.
And he's not just taking him off because he hasn't scored in that situation.
No.
It's
no.
time-consuming substitute.
Yeah. And Mubama is coming on to replace him.
He's done his part for the team as well, by the way. Even though he hasn't scored, He's had a few chances, and that's why he's disappointing coming off.
Yeah.
Claps the crowd, and look at the crowd. They know that he's put a shift in for the team. And okay, hey, keep on trying, keep on putting your body on the line, keep on putting your reputation on the line, and them goals will come, because they do create lots of chances.
Yeah, he looks really, really frustrated. And
well, that's just a centre forward,
yeah,
isn't it? That's a centre forward knowing that he should have scored today, and he hasn't.
Dejected as well. Mubama's on, gets the first touch.
Hey, got a touch, excellent.
Flicks it infield to Bowen. And,
he's played his part already, he's had a touch.
McBurney just over the halfway line.
They've just got to see the game out.
Square over to the left-hand side.
No
now it's
silly free
Archer.
kicks.
He's back to the penalty area. Rolls it back, McAtee.
Good defending.
Well defended by the all-blue West Ham. Johnson falls down. He's on the floor, but tries to win it back. McAtee gets there. I've been impressed by him. He's fouled. The referee awards a free kick to Sheffield United.
This is
and this is
that's
going to be
yellow and a, red card
second
well.
yellow
Wow, that's poor.
for Vladimir Soufal. That means it's a red, and he's received his marching orders, and he'll miss the next game in the Premier League against Bournemouth. 2 yellows in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. It's is he getting his quarter in? That's a little bit unfair on the referee, but two challenges that you wouldn't even think twice about. That no chance. First one might have been a little bit of lip, you know, dissent to a certain extent, but something like that costs you. And now look, they're really up against it. They've been in total control after the first 20 minutes of the second half. They've got the goal, and now they're under severe pressure with a team who are desperate to score from a set play, which normally that's part of their strength. But
it's only been about 3 minutes ago since he picked up his yellow card, and now it's 10 versus 10. Free kick taken. Dink towards the far post. It's cleared away by an acrobatic Bowen, and cross-fired back in. McAtee has it. Right side of the penalty area, drifts the cross into the far post. Ooh, oh, it's not cleared.
That's the penalty.
And it's a penalty. Oh, Areola. He misjudged the cross. The referee's pointed to the spot. Areola's still on the floor, holding his face. He's saying he's been fouled. Well, he's not saying. Everyone else is saying he seems to be really hurt. Souček has called on the physios. He went in a clash with McBurney, and Areola is holding his face. And a dramatic ending here at Bramall Lane. It's a cross from McAtee.
Oh,
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that was a penalty, actually.
First of all, he's missed the ball, but he's had a forearm right in his face from the other angle.
From McBurney.
Yeah, McBurney obviously puts his arm right across him.
Be interesting to see. They'll definitely check in this.
Yeah.
I didn't see any contact.
That's a forearm smash on a goalkeeper.
And if you think about what happened at Turf Moor last Friday night, when the Burnley goalkeeper got penalised. Well, didn't get penalised, but he came out and almost got a foul committed on him by the Luton player. This was very similar, but I don't think Areola touched McBurney whatsoever.
No, I agree. He's missed the ball and he's had a left arm forearm smash right in his face. So it'll be interesting to see whether he actually gives the foul.
So Areola's receiving treatment. We're in the 99th minute, so 99 minutes played. It's 2-1 to West Ham. Both teams are down to 10 men.
They've got to get this right, by the way. This will take him at 2 or 3 minutes. It'll be interesting to see whether he runs across. If he runs across to that screen, that means it's not a penalty.
James McAtee is just juggling the yellow ball, standing in front of the cop. He's waved at someone in the cop as well, Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, a silly free kick.
Silly free kick.
It was from the yellow card,
and
wasn't it?
One not stopping the cross for a 50-50 ball in. A centre forward who's going to put his body on the line, but a forearm smashed the goalkeeper, who actually missed the punch. So it's very interesting to see which way it goes. West Ham will be absolutely gutted if they get the penalty here. But if it is a penalty, then he has to try and save it.
Yeah, and it's McAtee.
He's not going to the VAR, by the way.
He's not. He's waiting for Areola, who's receiving extensive treatment on the edge of the 6-yard box by a couple of West Ham physios. James McAtee, he's definitely the one who'll be taking this penalty.
Wilder looks more worried than what David Moyes does.
Yeah, Moyes in conversation with the fourth official.
Oh yeah, he smashed his face there, by the way.
Darren Bond. Just looking at pictures.
He's asking him to go on the line, so that looks as though it's a penalty.
It is a penalty. It looks like that. Well, he's told him to stand on the line, the referee, Michael Salisbury. Emerson's having a conversation with his goalkeeper. McAtee's legs stretched out either side of the penalty spot.
Come on, referee.
Still juggling the ball. He's told him to come off the pitch.
No, well...
And because there's a change, Lucas Fabianski.
Is he changing?
Yeah.
Just to see whether he can see the penalty, can he?
David Moyes has made the change.
Wow.
So Fabianski is on.
He's a decent penalty saver as well, Fabianski, isn't he?
So he's taken his time.
Is his first touch going to be to pick the ball out the back of the net, or try and save the last minute penalty? Wow, excitement. If you've gone home, you're missing all the excitement.
Yeah. Well, lots of Sheffield United
West Ham
fans.
supporters have stayed.
Well, West Ham supporters have stayed, but quite a few Sheffield United fans in the upper tier, the Bramall Lane end, and also in the John Street family stand opposite us, and in the Cop as well. You can see the red seats, the empty spaces. Fabianski being told to get on his goal line by the referee. Areola's come off.
Matt Burney's going to take it.
Is it Matt Burney now? I thought it was McAtee who was hogging the ball.
Holding the ball, yeah.
Matt Burney, who won the penalty, and now he'll take the penalty.
This will be unbelievable if he saves this, by the way.
So,
unbelievable.
Fabianski, can he get a first touch of the ball? If he does, that means he might have saved it. He might even touch the ball and force it into the back of the net. But if he gets a firm touch, quite possibly saved it. Dramatic stuff here at Bramall Lane. West Ham leading 2-1, but here comes Matt Burney, right-footed, and he's equalised for Sheffield United in front of the Cop. And the points have been shared here at Bramall Lane. 10-man Sheffield United 2, 10-man West Ham 2.
Yeah, wow. Football surprises you every single second of the game. Never give in, never give up. Don't give any silly free kicks away. Don't come for the ball when you can't win it. And then, wow. Would you have said before the game that would be 2-2? No. Would you have said at half-time that was going to be 2-2? No. Would you have said it was going to be 2-2 after West Ham scored the second goal? No. Football surprises you every single time.
He rifled that home, McBurney, right-footed. Emphatic to Fabianski's right-hand side. And now we're in the 104th minute. And Johnson on the attack, down the right-hand side. Don't forget, both teams down to 10 men. Cross comes in,
West
Ham player down, and referee has given the free kick to Sheffield United. Bowens was saying he was grabbed. Moyes is on the pitch, frustrated.
I'm not surprised.
Some of the backroom staff are on the pitch as well, frustrated.
Wow.
This will be checked, by the way, Neil. This will be checked.
Wow.
Bowen was saying he was grappled inside the penalty area.
I thought first impression straight away, wow, pulled them back. Pulled them back. Centre half pulled them back. Great cross
from Johnson.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
He's not even looking at the ball, by the way.
Is it?
That's a penalty. He's not even looking.
Captain.
He's not even looking at it.
Ahmed Hodgson.
Wow.
It's not even being checked. I'm really surprised. Well, it is being checked, but the referee hasn't gone to the monitor. He wasn't even looking at the ball, and the referee's blown up for full time. What a dramatic ending to this game. We have played 105 minutes. It's ended Sheffield United 2, West Ham 2. Both teams down to 10 men. Just a brief summary of the game. Cornet with the first goal after 28 minutes. Ben Berita Diaz equalised just before half-time. Ward-Prowse put West Ham into the lead from the penalty spot with 11 minutes to play. Sheffield United went down to 10 men, then Rhian Brewster was sent off before they equalised after Vladimir Soufal was sent off for West Ham from Ollie McBurney. You got your thoughts back, Neil?
I'm not so sure where to start. I think I'll just talk about the last couple of minutes on each side. Was it a penalty? Why didn't he go and have a look, see what Mark Burney did, and then why didn't he look right at the end where the centre half wasn't even looking at the ball and manhandled? That is unbelievable. 2-2. I would never have called that before the game. I would never have called that at half time. And if you don't, wow, 2-2. What a result.
Yeah. Full time here at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 2, West Ham 2.
BBC Radio London.
The home of London football.
Goodness me, absolute chaos at Bramall Lane. As Sahel says, it finishes 2-2 between Sheffield United and West Ham. Just a word on that late scramble, guys. We're being told that the reason that it wasn't given as a penalty was because Jared Bowen has been penalised for a handball just before. So that's why VAR decided not to give that.
Okay, so he was manhandled, right? The centre-half wasn't watching him and he said it's a handball. Is that an easy way out? Have you seen the replay? My goodness me. Wow, chaos. And I'm telling you now, that was a free kick on Areola. Even though he missed the ball, he was manhandled and forearm smashed by McBurney. So they've got away with both, and they've got a point, which is a precious point for them. It's still, listen, it's still a decent. Oh no, is it a decent? It's still a point. I'm not saying it's decent, but it's a point from West Ham, and they'll be absolutely gutted, by the way, because they controlled the first half, they controlled the majority of the second half, and really they should be coming away here with 3 points, and they haven't because of two penalties, one given, one not.
Yeah, I mean, David Moyes absolutely furious on the sidelines. Obviously entered the field of play basically at the end there. He will no doubt in his post-match, which we'll bring you reaction to
in the
morning
Lucy,
and tomorrow.
Sure.
It will
My goodness me.
Yeah, absolutely furious. And if you're a coach, if you're a manager, you can understand where he's coming from, I presume.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, yes. Listen, you can be honest and say, well, okay, we were lucky to get that, and they were lucky to get that. So it sometimes levels itself out and never levels itself out. They've got VAR, right? They've got VAR from all different angles to see whether it was a penalty, and obviously they've said it's not. So, hey, hard luck to a certain extent, but it's so frustrating. So frustrating when you know you should have won the game. Oh, yeah. Wow, we even had 2 sending-offs, by the way. We haven't even talked about that.
I enjoyed Sahel trying to wrap it up in the space of 90 seconds. Impossible
that's
job
got
there.
to be one of the best sum-ups ever, by the way.
Oh,
really
incredible. Incredible. So West Ham, they sit 6th. They're on 35 points. 2 dropped, I guess, from their perspective, with a 103rd minute equaliser from the penalty spot. They are, 7 points behind Aston Villa in 4th. Sheffield United stay rock bottom. They are 7 points from safety. I mean, Neil, just looking ahead to what comes up for West Ham, they go to Bournemouth. Now, they've got a bit of a break, but on the 1st of February, they host Bournemouth, away at Manchester United, at home to Arsenal, away to Nottingham Forest, and then that London derby with Brentford at the end of February.
Yeah.
A mixed month for them.
They're all tough
obviously
games.
Europe to contend with again shortly, which they'll look forward to, but they're going to just take this point, lick their wounds, I suppose, one of those freak games, and carry on.
Without a shadow of a doubt, they've got to move on to the next one. At the end of the day, would David take a point? This is never an easy place to come, but you have to show that little bit of quality. You have to show the end product, and they didn't do that today. Even though they scored 2 goals, they had loads of opportunities where they had half chances, and one really good pass or one really good finish finishes the game off. And then if you don't finish them chances, the opposition come back, because they're never going to give in, and they're fighting for their lives at the minute. They got that little bit of luck with the penalty. They've got back into the game. They're really ecstatic with the point, and yet West Ham have a point, and they're really disappointed. They should have had 3. So that just sums up what the Premiership's all about. That just sums up what football's all about.
Another dramatic day of Premier League action. It is never, ever, ever dull. Thank you so much to Neil and to Sahel. We will have all the reaction to that game tomorrow in the breakfast news bulletins during Salma's show, and we'll also obviously Aaron Paul with his big Monday night debrief from 6 to 7 p.m. on BBC Radio London. Just to remind you, elsewhere, still to come in the Premier League, actually, it's Bournemouth-Liverpool, which is a 4:30 kickoff. In the Championship, it finished Leeds 2, Preston 1. Late drama there. In the WSL, it was Chelsea who beat Manchester United 3-1. Lauren James shining again with a hat-trick. Finished Brighton 3, Bristol City 2. Elsewhere in the WSL, Manchester City are beating Liverpool 4-1. And still to come at 6:45 this evening, West Ham versus Tottenham. But for now, that's all we've got time for. We're going to get you back over to Gabby Roslin on BBC Radio London 94.9 FM.